These WNBA teams are the championship favorites. Fellas, I'm going to go around the room and I want each and every one of you to tell me who do you guys have as your favorite and your second favorite to win the WNBA championship this year. We have a competitive field. We got to see game one of each and every series. And I'm just curious to know who you guys believe ultimately will grab the trophy in the ring at the end of the season. First off, the show is brought to you by Splash Sports. Second off, we got a guest in the house. He goes by the name of Chip Overseas. What's going on, man? Tell the people who you are, where you from, and where they can find you at.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? My name is Chip Overseas, at Chip Overseas on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'm, new content creator coming on the scene. I just finished my overseas basketball career, hence the name Chip Overseas. I finished my career at the top of the year in January. Been grinding this content out, basketball content, just like you guys ever since. And like I said, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Chip Overseas. Originally, I'm from New York, raised in Jersey. But currently I'm back in New York, so I'm repping New York today.
We're in Jersey.
Jersey in the house, Ron. Jersey in the house.
Yes, sir. West Orange, New Jersey.
Dope. I spent a lot of time in Somerville and Newark, so.
Oh yeah, okay. Nice. Yeah, Newark is right there. We're in Newark.
I don't remember. I was 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chill, where you from?
Jersey City, born and raised.
Oh, you from Jersey City?
Born and raised.
Oh yeah, okay. I was in Jersey City all last summer. But it's
spent some time in Avenel.
It must look totally different than how it was when you was around.
Light rails, Bank of America.
Y'all know where Avenel is?
Yeah, that's next to Broadway.
Mm-hmm. We were there for about a year, roundabouts, and we moved to Washington Heights in New York. So a lot of tri-state areas up here, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah. Jersey City way different today, Ron. Light rails, Bank of America, Starbucks, hospitals, white people. Like, oh shit! Like, what's going on in Jersey City? Yes, that's going
white
on
people in Jersey City.
Man, a lot of them.
I had no clue.
A lot walking through the hood too.
Chill. There's white people in Brooklyn.
It is white people in Brooklyn. It's a lot of white people in Brooklyn. So yeah, Jersey City way different today than what it was when I was growing up there. Way different. So. Yeah, I went to high school in Jersey. Like I said, I was born and raised in Jersey City. I went to high school there. I went to St. Anthony High School. From there, I went to play 2 years up in. I went to Champlain College, up in Vermont, and then I played 2 years at Utah State, and then I played overseas. So,
okay. Where overseas?
I played in Ireland. I played in Belgium, and I played a little bit in Greece.
Okay.
Where'd you play at?
So me, I started my career in Argentina, South America.
Oh, okay.
Then, yeah. That was like the first experience of like stuff is different outside of America. You know what I mean? I'm Jamaican, so I already knew like how it can get, but over there it was just you had the elements of not necessarily a first world country, and you got the language barrier. So that was like, all right, man, you here now. But after Argentina, I went to the UK. Played in the UK for a season in Manchester, then 2 years in Spain.
Wait. You play where?
Yeah, Manchester.
I'm just saying, I know a Jamaican, allegedly, that lives in Manchester, allegedly, and he's right next to you, to your left.
Mars, y'all cousins?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, man, would you look at that?
Y'all might be cousins.
You in Manchester
Mars,
right now?
did you?
Ron is so bad at his job. I knew what he was gonna do.
So I'm bad at connecting dots.
That's all this is, Ron. That's all this is, Ron. That's really all this is. Like pop, 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 pop.
And Chip, I'm not gonna say I'm good at my job, but that was a simple bounce pass. Like, come on, like that was a jump stop.
You play?
Mars a football player. Mars isn't a.
Oh, you play football?
Mars,
I sit in a chair and talk about people.
Okay.
As much as I
I was gonna say if you play.
Ball, I do play 2K. Yeah, I do play 2K.
You said play 2K. Nah, real basketball, man. If you play ball in Manchester, I'm connected to you in some way. Like the basketball world over there is so small, and I'm still connected over there to this day. I do a lot of social media for the Manchester basketball team. Like they're doing
that's fire.
Brand and they're doing really big things. It's a league. You know how it is. The league is going to grow. It's like everybody wants a piece of that. You know what I mean? You got London, and now you got Manchester that's like up and coming. So if you was a player, man, you would have knew me. For sure. But so
Mars, did I ever tell you that?
Was
Did I
that?
ever tell you that, Mars? In 2000, I actually signed a contract to go play for the Manchester Giants, and I was supposed to go over there, and the team folded.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You did not tell me that. But that was also before I was born. So
In 2000, I was supposed to go. I signed a deal to go play with the Manchester Giants. Deal was done, and then the team folded.
Hey, Mars, if that would have happened, you and Chill might have been related in other ways. That's
crazy.
Well, where else did you play, Chip?
So after Manchester, 2 years in Spain, 1 year in Bilbao, another year about 2 hours outside of Madrid.
You said Bilbao?
Bilbao, yeah, Bilbao.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow overseas a little bit.
The soccer team or the basketball team?
Both.
Yeah, all right. That's what's up.
He's familiar with the cheerleaders too.
I mean,
that's a whole nother topic right there.
Yeah, we don't got to get into that. We'll
Ron's
talk
gonna be
offline.
distracted for the next 30 minutes now.
Just when I thought that we could talk to Ron, then he started the goofy logic. As soon as I started talking to Ron, it don't take
I didn't
long.
bring up the cheerleaders. Pin bottom up.
Oh my goodness!
But
and Mars,
after Bilbao, where was you at?
So after Bilbao, I went western Spain, near Madrid, 2 hours west of Madrid. After that, 2 years.
Where was you at?
France, Extremadura.
Okay. I'm not familiar.
Cáceres, you ever heard of Cáceres?
They have a football team. That's what I know about.
They got a football team. Yeah. So they got a football team and a basketball team. No relation. And then I went to play in France for 2 years in Vitré, which is close to Rennes. You guys probably know Rennes, the soccer team, Rennes. Mm-hmm. So actually, my first soccer game, my first football match that I went to, there was Rennes versus PSG, and I got to see Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi at the time. Mbappe scored like 2 goals, but Rennes won the game though. It was crazy. And then after that, I went to the south of France, near Nice, Marseille, and all those cities. I played in a city called Avignon, historic French.
I gotta have you come back up here with my man Trey. He's connected all throughout really? France, and he that's all he talk about. Awesome. Yeah, overseas guys too.
Yeah.
He's
that's
talking
awesome.
about the south of France too.
Was that
Trey? He's south of France, right?
Yeah,
that's where he is.
Hey, that's where it's at. South of France, man. That's where it's at.
Culturally, everything, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You got a lot going on, and it's cheap down there too. Save a lot of money. Then after that, I went to Serbia. Let's go back to Serbia. What's going on? I see somebody just came in here.
Oh yeah. That's Lil Ox.
What's up, man?
You can just call him Ox.
Okay, what's going on, Ox?
Chilling.
Yes, sir.
Let's
go back.
You went to Serbia?
Yeah, let's go back to Serbia, which is right on the border of Kosovo. Crazy story about that. 2 weeks before I was supposed to fly out to go there, there was
when was this?
This is 2022.
Okay.
2 weeks before I was about to go out there was bombings on the border between Kosovo and my city. It's like an hour outside of the city. And I'm like hitting everybody up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, I'm seeing these reports on CNN. Like, is everything safe out there? Because that was like around the time where all the stuff was happening in the Ukraine. And a lot of the Ukrainian refugees were coming down to Serbia. And they were just giving them, apartments and everything like that. And they told me that it was just propaganda. Like, don't listen to that. It's just the white man's propaganda. And I'm like, all right, man,
They use those actual words?
Yeah. Seriously. Then I hit the agents, I hit the players, I hit everybody. Everybody's like, no, you good, man, you good. I was like, oh shit, I was about to not show up. But then, like, I don't know, they kind of convinced me. And when I went there, everything was safe. Like, I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything. The only thing that I did notice was there were a lot of refugees, like I said, coming down from Russia. And
so it was the white man's propaganda.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see anything that resembled what was being reported.
Where's Swiper when you need a defense of Serbia, man?
Look, they call me Dwayne Chich out there, bro. Like that's sir.
They call you what?
Dwayne Chich. So my real name is Dwayne. They call me Dwayne Chich because they love you. They love you. They give you a Serbian name and you in.
We got a couple Chiches on this show. One is not here and one is below you. I think you could kind of guess who the
Okay.
We call him
Serb-
Pencic up here.
That's
Pencic? Oh
Pencic.
shit, man.
Oh no, it's Penovich.
Yeah.
It's Penovich. My bad.
I was born in Yugoslavia. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was-
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 37.
So
That's why I said Yugoslavia.
you-
So I was actually born in Yugoslavia in the 80s. Yeah.
You lived through it.
A little bit. I mean,
so-
yeah, I
yo,
was like
I-
two years
He
old.
was in
and we went,
he was
we
in
went to
Jersey by
Italy.
the time he was 5. So.
Exactly.
Oh.
I didn't live through the worst parts of it, but yeah,
Okay.
the early 90s for sure. But yeah, I was born in Split, and then we moved to
Oh,
Serbia,
yeah,
and then we moved to Italy, then we moved to France, then we moved to Germany, and then we moved
Okay.
to Newark. In your experience moving all around Europe, you probably encountered a lot of tough people. Any countries that strike you as like those dudes are really like those are some tough motherfuckers?
You know what's funny? The Serbians have that respect from like, so every country that you go to, not even just in my experience, but in my experience, it's like this too. But if you go to play in France, if you go to play in Spain, and you got a Serbian dude on the roster, the first thing in their scouting report is tough. They just built different. Cause like, and I was gonna say this too when you brought up your age. That's why I asked you, because I played with some guys that lived through that. You know what I mean? And when I say that, like everybody, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like,
Yeah. Well,
so,
I do.
Yeah. So like,
yeah.
I heard some stories from these guys and like their experiences from when they was young, like the things that they've seen growing up. That like nothing on a basketball court is gonna scare these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing in like that a player can present in the confines of a game that's gonna be like, yo, this is I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Because like these people seen like bombings. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally, one of my teammates, he was around your age, about 37. He told me this story. His family got replaced from his city because his city was getting bombed, and they relocated his whole village into this this open space, like open land. In the space that they relocated to, there was a live missile that just had never went off. It was dropped and it just never went off. It was just never went off. It's like embedded in the dirt, had never exploded. And all the kids, like neighborhood kids, like playing on it, jumping on it. It was like a monument in the city, and it was just like live.
It could still go off at any point. It could still go off at any point.
Bro, it can go off, bro. It can go off.
Is it still there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still there. I don't know if they build a different civilization around that, but it was just land. They had like one corner store, a couple huts, and the bomb. Like this.
And they just doing gymnastics on it, ballet, and
playing every day.
Nah,
using it as a slide.
nah.
Different. So yeah, I mean that for sure. I say the Serbians is like they just known for that. Not even just Serbians, as you said, like Yugoslavia, like anything that was part of the former Yugoslavia. It's just they built.
Man, that entire area is just really tough, man. I will extend it beyond Yugoslavia and just go Greece. Greeks are tough, man. Greeks are tough. You look at it like Montenegrins, like all those guys, right? Romanians, Bulgarians, like just like that eastern part, Russians. Damn.
For sure. And just as like
Chip. Yo, Chip. Check the messages on the side. I'll just message you.
Hold on. I had the full screen. I had the full screen activated.
Nah, you good. But all right, fellas, let's go ahead and get into it. We got Big Ox up here, Penn, Marsh, Chill. We got Chip overseas in the house. I want to talk to you guys about who your favorites are to win the WNBA championship this season right now. Who y'all got?
Lynx. So you asked for a favorite and then a second, right?
Yeah.
So I got Lynx, and then beyond that, I got the Aces.
I got the Aces and I got the Liberty.
My vote is with Ox. He seems to know the most, so my vote is with Ox.
Okay. What did he say? I didn't hear him. Can you repeat that?
He said he's got the Aces and then the Liberty.
Okay.
And
for his
against
reasons,
the number one seed.
Well, the Aces have the best player in the world. So I think that's a.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know. And Mars knows too. You got the best player in the whole entire globe.
She ain't even on the thumbnail.
The best player. The best player in the whole entire globe is on the Las Vegas Aces. So Mars, being a smart fellow like he is, you know what I'm saying? He's going with the GOAT. She's on GOAT trajectory, and Mars is intelligent enough to know that. So good job, Mars.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, Mars. With that being said, we are taking a long shot going with the Liberty. I think the Liberty will beat the Lynx again in the playoffs, but the Lynx are the favorite, as they should be. But I think Jonquel's getting back in the form. I think Breonna Stewart's getting back in the form. Sabrina Ionescu, she is Sabrina Ionescu, but the Lynx could beat them for sure. I just don't think they will.
Chill. Who you got?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
you chip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, I got the Liberty, man. You know, I can't be living in New York and not go with the Liberty. That's a real home court advantage. That's one of the, like, I don't know if you guys have been to one of the games. Like, that's a legitimate gym. Like, that feel like they feel a level higher than what the Nets feel like. Because I've been to Nets games, as you know, last season. I've been to Liberty games. Like, that WNBA gym is more elite than the Nets game. Like, and
Chip,
that's really? Now.
Chip, how old are you, Chip?
I'm 32.
32. Okay,
Yeah.
At 32, you might know. I'm not saying you ever been to a game, but you might know about Arco Arena. Well, how Arco Arena used to be back in the day for the Sacramento Kings. So
I heard the stories, but I never been.
Right. So I went to Barclays for game 2 of the finals last season. And I came back, I told you, I said that was like Arco Arena in there, bro. You can't go to Barclays and just think that's a real home court advantage. It's crazy in there. It's a zoo in there.
For real. For real.
What is it like? What is it like? Like, how would you describe it to somebody that's never been?
So in my experience, and I didn't even go for a playoff game. And that's why I'm saying this. Like, the game was like a regular season game. And one of my friends invited me to go. And first off, the arena wasn't packed this game. I'm not gonna lie. The arena wasn't packed. They were playing, I forget what team they were playing, but there was a few jerseys like in the arena from the other team. So I was like, all right, man, you know, this is one of those games where everybody just wants to come to New York and, you know, they'll support the other team. Chance. Like, the crowd is engaged from the 10 minutes before the game tips off to the very last bucket. The crowd is engaged. You're looking around. How is it this noisy? And you see empty seats in the top rows. There's empty seats, and it's more loud than the Brooklyn Nets game. And now, I don't know if you guys seen the videos of these playoff games. When they made that run last year, it was packed to capacity. That is not a typical WNBA crowd. Everybody is engaged. Even down to they're so on point. It's even down to the PA announcer, like in between like timeouts and stuff. The crowd is like active and like they're engaged even through the games like that they put on the Jumbotron, like the Jumbotron. When sometimes they make fun of fans and they might do like a funny filter. Like, they're never like, nobody's on the phone like hanging out. Like, it's just a different environment, bro.
So it's real fans in there.
It's real fans.
Ironically, they don't even have home court. They don't even have home. They have it again now. And
so that's why I got New York Liberty as a favorite, because they got the job done in round 1, winning on the road. Right? They already won on the road. So, so they got
home court advantage back.
They're coming back to New York. So they're gonna take care of this series is done. And then next series they got a team that they beat last year. So you can kind of, let them hang a little bit because we got you last year.
Yeah, but if Phoenix wins game 2, the closeout game is on the road.
That's true.
They've already shown they can
can't
win,
let it get that far.
That's gonna be a hard win. I think it's more likely that the Liberty win at home. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, Penn, to your point, of course, anything is basketball. But if they have to go back to the Valley, anything can happen. But in Barclays, I got my money on the Liberty. When I'm saying to Chip's point, like I told y'all last year, they're playing the Lynx. I had my Kayla McBride jersey on. It was points in the night. I did not feel safe. I told y'all before the game. Fat Joe was rolled the window down on me, mugging me. They was not playing. They was upset.
Wait, hold on. Rewind. So, Chip, just so you know, my man Big Ox, I call him Little Ox. Sometimes I get my words mixed up. But my man Big Ox is 6'8", 250.
Okay.
He ain't no little guy.
Okay.
270. All right, you done put some weight on.
Ain't got nothing on me. I'm 6'10".
Imagine him walking through Brooklyn. So wait, Ox. You're walking to the stadium. What happens? Can you please detail this for me and everybody?
So some of y'all know Breezy. Me and Breezy, we hanging out before the game. We're about to go this way. So I'm walking to, I can't remember what street that is no more. I don't know that street this way in Brooklyn, right in front of the Barclays. I'm about to not right.
Fulton.
The one, it was the one after Fulton.
Okay, I got you.
So I'm about to cross that street. It's a light there. All of a sudden, it's a big black SUV coming this way. Windows start rolling down. I'm looking, and it's Fat Joe. He looking out the window, looking at me like, cause I got the Lynx jersey on. He looking at me, mugging me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay. But even after that, I cross the street. People out there yelling. They they all yelling. They see my jersey. They taking it serious. But that's what we do in SAC. Like when we played the Warriors in 23. In 23, when we played the Warriors first round, and this ain't Arco no more, but we had Golden One, and we heckling everybody with a Golden State jersey on. I mean, it's just like that. But
you get that feel.
Point, I think you hit that on the head. Like it's real home court advantage over there. And that was my first and only game in going to Barclays, so I just wasn't expecting that.
Yo, chill. I want to ask you though, and then obviously Chip, Ox, Mars, and Penn, you guys could chime in too. How important is home court advantage? But not just home court advantage. When you got a crowd that really turns up and really can make the other team uncomfortable. How much does that really matter? Because I never really thought that it was that big of a deal as a hooper. I think you're supposed to be locked in no matter what. But how do you feel about it?
I never really thought that home court advantage was that big of a deal. If you better than me, you should be able to whoop me anywhere. It doesn't make a difference where we are. If I come to your building, you come to my building. I can appreciate the crowd. I can appreciate the atmosphere because to Ox's point, I was in Arco Arena in 2001. I was in Arco Arena in 2002. And it wasn't a nice place to be in. Nah. So you got to have a level of toughness. You got to have a level of mental toughness to be able to play in buildings like that. But I don't think it's that important when you have a better team and you got a better game plan. There's no reason why the crowd should affect me that much, especially if we mentally tough enough to get it done. And to the point about New York and New York and the Minnesota Lynx, I think it's interesting that you guys is just completely just leaving out the fact that we better than we were last year when we saw if you Minnesota, when we saw New York. We not the same team that we saw last year. We better than that. So because of that, they looking at that New York Liberty team like, yo, we had y'all in a dogfight. Nafisa better. Gray's better. I mean, not Gray, I'm sorry. Nafisa's better.
McBride.
Kayla McBride is better, right? And
Courtney Williams.
They got 9 girls who arguably is going to be the defensive player of the year, by the way. I mean, they got 9 girls on that crew that are legit. So I think that they handle New York. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you, and Ox killed me with this. I wouldn't be surprised if they smoked them. I would not be surprised if Minnesota straight smoked them. Yes. Straight handled them.
We talked about this on Saturday. You mentioned how they got better. I mentioned to you how they got Natasha Cloud, and Natasha Cloud goes for 23 in game 1. I think the Lynx, I think the Liberty got better too. I mean, Missman with the Liberty, she stepped up and played some good basketball this year. Missman, she was the Finals MVP back with Atlanta Deladon, right in 19.
Yep.
That's correct. They acquired some talent as well, too. I think both teams got better.
No,
yeah, and also I
did better.
Yeah, but also too, like I do understand what you're saying. Like, you know, Minnesota, they came back with, but Breanna Stewart didn't necessarily play her best basketball either. So I feel like there was a level that the Liberty might in the finals last year. I feel like there's another level that the Liberty could take it to, like especially in the postseason.
So first of all, there's a reason why Stu didn't play her best basketball. She was running up on Fee, who was a great defender. So now she's coming into this playoffs. She's gotten better in terms. She's gotten healthier, but same thing with Fee. And not only has Fee gotten healthier, that whole crew has gotten healthier. And Ox, you and me had a conversation about additions, and you already know how I feel about Dejanette. The fact that they just basically plucked her away, and now she on that Minnesota crew, how much better that makes them. Like I said, they got 9 girls. The fact that Jaquel is still coming into form, but meanwhile Minnesota is rolling. I think Minnesota handles the Liberty. But in the end, I just think the Aces is playing the best right now. And not only are they playing the best, they got the best player in the world. What it reminds me of is that Denver Nugget team in 23 with Joker being the best, and all of a sudden Jamal Murray get rolling and MPJ gets rolling. And then these guys just feed off of him. I feel like that's what's going on. I feel like that's what's going on with Las Vegas. I think they win in the WNBA championship again.
But still, what about like in the matchup with the Lynx and the Liberty? Like when Elena Smith is great. I love Elena Smith. Jonquel Jones is too big and strong for her to deal with. In the Fiza Collier has to stay away from her. Like
sure.
Fee can't do anything with Jonquel. Like absolutely nothing. It would have to be like, her digging or Elena Smith Gardner and Bridget Carlton digging, and all that. If Jonquel just really establishes herself on the block down there, sure, I don't think the Lynx have the personnel to slow that down.
Which would be true. Which would 100% be true if they went to her more. But I'm watching game one, and Sabrina is who Sabrina is. And the fact that Sabrina will crack the long ball the way she does, and that a lot of times takes them out of their offense. So there's plenty of times where I saw Jonquel on the block, and she's wide open, or she's got somebody smaller behind her. Meanwhile, Sabrina's cracking the long ball, not even open, taking ill-advised shots. And I think that hampers their offense from time to time. So playing against a team like Minnesota, you can't take ill-advised shots like that on the regular, because what you're going to ultimately end up doing is you're going to find yourself in the bind, and Minnesota is going to capitalize off of that. So that's why I think that they handled it.
Yo, chill. Can we stay with your original logic?
Which is
It's better than your best player.
Fee ain't little sis no more. Hey, Chip. Nafisa is not little sister Stu no more. All right? Hey, this is my shit now. I got an MVP on the way. I got a DPOI. I'm establishing myself right now. This is my league. Okay.
All right, so let me.
And I know Asia is still Asia, but okay for sure. But I'm just trying to put you guys in the psyche of Fee right now. I'm up here and I'm trying to grab everything. I want the league to be mine. I'm trying to establish myself. Stu, it's over. I know you had your UConn days, and I know I came up behind you and under you, but now this is I'm better than you now. All right, I'm better than you. I'm the best player on the floor. I'm coming to dominate. Not only am I locking you up, I'm giving you buckets all day long. I'm coming to dominate the series.
So now let me give you this too, man, because at the top of this year, I had a similar criticism for Shea, where I'm about to give you for Fee. You was nice. Everybody know you nice. But Shea, to me, he had to get it done. He had to do what he just did. And now he really got his respect because he did it on a big stage. All right, man, you set the table. You got it done. And you delivered on the big stage. You really here now. You really him, bro. You the best guard in the league, hands down. For Fee, that's the only thing I feel like we just need to see it now. Everybody know that she got it in her. Yeah, you're right. She's not little sis no more. Breanna Stewart, like OG said, she kind of got the better number on Breanna Stewart, last year, especially defensively. However, Breanna Stewart still did enough for her team to get it done. They got the dub. So now, Fee, you got to come in. You have to do it now. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do it, then we just looking at you like Lamar Jackson.
And that's why I feel like this year, really quickly, Penn, and that's why I feel like this year, I mean, we're talking about a better team. We're talking about better players. And I feel like this team as a whole have improved. They got one of the best records on the road. They got one of the best records at home. I just feel like this team is just much better. And I feel like we kind of discounted that, considering they brought everybody else back. They got their whole crew back. Just like New York got their whole crew back. We got another chance at these ladies. Having another chance at them, especially Fee, looking at Stewie like, I'm looking for the smoke that you're talking about, Ron. I'm looking for that smoke. Yes, I am. It's time for me to step into that. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think a lot of times championships comes down to like the individual focus in your locker room, right? Do you have everybody locked in on the same page, going towards the same goal? And I do think that there's a lot of distractions with Fee, right? She could have been chasing MVP. She could have been chasing her 40, 50, 40, 90. But time and time again, you see that she puts the championship first, that the other stuff is just extracurricular and it don't matter. A case that Sue Bird pointed out, which was really interesting to me. She walked into that final game, 50, 40, 90 was on the line. And I just want to say 50, 40, 90 is historic because she's the first player to do 55, 40, 90, second player ever since Elena Delle Donne to do 50, 40, 90 in WNBA history. It is a huge number. And she had to hit 2 threes, right? She had to hit just 2 threes in that game. Season was over. They locked up #1 seed a long time ago. She comes out, she hits the 2 threes. And what she do? She takes a 3rd one and a 4th one. She already had it sealed. She didn't have to even try to take another 3. She could have cost herself 50, 40, 90. But you know what I mean?
No, this is real, Ox.
Man, Ron, if you don't go somewhere with that.
No, but that's the point, right? Like even her missing 22, 23 days in the middle of August, right? That probably cost her MVP. I'm gonna be honest. Now, did she maybe milk it a little bit? She was supposed to miss like a week and a half. She probably milked it a little bit more, thinking my team got it. My team got it. I take a little bit more time. She better rested than all these other stars right now, right? She just getting rolling. So the way I look at it is the Minnesota Lynx are the team to beat. I think they're locked in. I love their chemistry. They're very well connected. They're a very well-rounded team. They're going to be extremely hard to beat. I feel about as strongly as I do about their case as I did about the OKC Thunder last year.
Right. I hate that old ESPN thing that you just did, Pin, and the same thing that's going around the internet, same thing that's happening everywhere. She was the first one to do 55, 40, 90. When did we start doing 50?
She was.
Oh, okay, but hold on.
So you're mad at her for raising the bar?
No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is stop disrespecting Elena Delle Donne, first of all, because, and I'm going to tell you why. Because
when did I do that?
I didn't say you did, Pin. I'm just saying that in general, you're regurgitating the ESPN stat that's been put out there over and over. It's a LeBron James stat over and over about, he's the first person to dunk 7 times on the he's the first time to dunk 7 times on a Tuesday and then make 3 layups on a Wednesday with his eyes closed. Like, okay, that's cool. But I'm saying with Elena
why are you hating on me? Go make some layups with your eyes closed.
I'm hating on you for regurgitating something. I'm hating on the people that are making this bullshit up. You know what I'm saying? Because she did to your point, Pin. She barely got the 40. She barely got the 90. I don't think Elena Delle Donne had. Elena Delle Donne was the first one to do 43, 52, and 97. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dope.
I think,
shout out to Elena Delle Donne.
For you, Pin, somebody that's so high on free throws, she hit 97% in 2019.
Jose Calderon hit 100. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Relax, Pin. I want. So this isn't necessarily an attack on you. So please stop interrupting because I want the people to understand and hear what's happening right now. So don't take it personal and just understand that what they're trying to do to try to get Elena Delle Donne up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's the first person to do it in average 20. Like Elena Delle Donne in average 19.7. You know what I'm saying? Like she on top
19.5.
of that. 19.5. She was shooting what 97% from the free throw line, 43.5% from the 3-point line. Like why do we gotta manipulate the numbers to try to move Elena Delle Donne out there to make this seem like Fee did something nobody's, oh my God, this was the best season we've ever had. Like Fee is an amazing basketball player. She missed too many games. She's not the MVP. Okay.
Oh, so this is just an A'ja Wilson rant. That's all it is.
No, because first of all, Elena Delle Donne is one of my favorite players of all time. So I just hate to see this type of shit. So it's just like, because when people put this out there, a lot of people that don't know about the WNBA and in the history of the great women that have came through the WNBA before Caitlin Clark's name was ever mentioned. You know, those type of people, Pin, I want them to understand that there was a Elena Delle Donne. You know what I'm saying? That got drafted number 2 behind. No.
Well, you can give someone flowers without taking away from someone else.
So you feel like maybe we gassing up what Fee doing, we're taking something away from A'ja, who, by the way, was 50, 40, 85. By the way,
A'ja don't need no help.
Also Elena Delle Donne. So I get it.
A'ja don't need my help. This is more about Elena Delle Donne.
Okay, so I mean, what I would say to that is, you know, records are made to be broken, right?
If you make up the record,
and shit happens, but no one's taking away that Elena Delle. I mean, hey,
ever said 45, 50, 90.
Yeah, like because when you see the stats, 55, 90, right? No one's ever done that. Like,
right, my bad.
And then you look it up, and then you see she was 54.9. Like, respectfully,
come on, yo.
We're clearly just making up the numbers.
Was she actually 54.9?
Elena Delle Donne in 2019 was 54.9% on twos, 43% on threes, and 97.4%.
Come on, right?
If
Bro,
you're
you can't
telling me
different.
on, they
That's
didn't just
different.
move the bar to 55 flat to explicitly exclude her to make Nafisa Collier the only WNBA player to do this feat.
Right.
Like we're not
Who
going to
did
act.
it?
We're
Who
not
did
going
it
to
in
act
a?
oblivious to that. It's
Who
very
did-
obvious what they've just done.
Who did it against worse, tougher competition?
Air attacks.
Elena
Let's
Delle
add
Donne
it.
did
Air
that in
attacks.
Shout out.
Look,
Who
Elena
did it
Delle
on
Donne
higher
did that.
volume? Can you just respect
you tell me
Nafisa
who did
Collier?
it
Y'all sound like crazy
against,
haters.
against tougher competition.
I didn't even say Nafisa Collier's name.
And
That is
who was playing harder defense or better defense?
Ron, because
Yes.
we're talking about
Feet
peak.
great,
We're talking
bro.
about peak Stewie. We're talking about peak Stewie. We're talking about Sylvia Fowles.
I'm talking about depth, bro.
Yeah, we're talking about Candace Parker. Yeah, stop it.
Yeah,
Stop
you're
it.
talking
Don't-
about stars. I'm talking about the
don't act
average
like- don't-
WNBA player
don't act
today
like-
is
listen,
way
don't-
better.
don't-
I
how-
think so.
Better in what way though? Like, see, so when people say
know,
that,
you
like
talk
when
about
I look at it, I
offensively.
look at it just like in the NBA. I'm looking at your seventh best player on every single team. That's your median player, your seventh player. They get into the game. Who is that seventh player? Now, I look at it as today. I see a lot of really great players on the bench. A lot of great players. Now, granted, I'm not a WNBA expert. I'm not sitting up here like I watch every single game throughout the 90s and 2000s. I've passively been interested in it since 97, 98 when the league launched, but I'm not watching every single game. So I'm not the authority, and I don't pretend to be the authority that Ox is on this stuff. I've watched maybe
I'm not
25. Well, I mean, he's up here,
You want to see authority? I'll show you authority. That down there is not authority.
He's not authority.
He's not. He's not. I'm not authority at all. I just think what you're saying is wrong, and I think that.
What have I said that's wrong, Ox? Though, but I'm trying to give Nafisa her flowers, and you seem very interested in taking them away.
I think what you're trying to do is tell people, and once again, no disrespect to the viewers and no disrespect to anybody, but I think there's been a trend of people that just start watching the WNBA due to the Caitlyn Angel thing, and that's no problem. I'm happy that more people are watching the WNBA. 100%
Right.
I am. But I don't think that we should be telling people that the level of competition from today is far superior to the level of competition in 2019. Pin
Better, just better.
why? But
Elena Delle Donne didn't just play in 2019, bro.
But this year we're talking about was in 2019.
Okay.
She came into the league with Brittany Griner. And Candace Parker and Lisa Leslie weren't. Nneka Woman came 2019. You know how good Nneka Woman was in 2019?
I get it. She was fired. She was amazing. She was probably one of my favorite players. Yeah,
Sylvia Fowles, who you and Swiper was just crazy just last week. Come on,
absolutely.
bro. 2019 was dope.
Yes, and you're talking about the top 25 players. You're not talking about the seventh best player on every team. But regardless, move on from that. I just want to say, look, sometimes we may not like a player. Sometimes we may like a player a lot. And sometimes the player we don't like might take something away from a player we really do like. And I'm not saying you don't like Fee because you've shown her plenty of love in the past, right? But just like with the Swiper thing, where sometimes, Swiper be like going at Embiid or at Giannis or at Shea when Jokic comes into the toe, I feel like sometimes you just got to let it slide and just give flowers where flowers are due. I don't like Dennis Schroeder. I really don't. I really crashed out. I really don't. I'm gonna be honest. Like his personality just gnaws at my brain sometimes. But I'm gonna give him flowers. Yesterday, when it came down to is he a Hall of Famer, I said 100% yeah. Like the resume speaks for itself. Give him his flowers. He did a great job. He's a great leader. I didn't like how he called out Maxi Kleber. I didn't like that. I thought Maxi was getting, why are you airing out public laundry like that? You know what I mean? Like, why are you calling out your teammate like that? I thought y'all brothers. But boom, Dennis likes to talk to the media. He likes to vent things through the media. That's his thing. Who the hell am I to say? Do I have an Olympics, do I have an Olympics medal? Do I have a FIBA championship? Do I have these things that he has? No. So who am I to question him? So, give flowers where flowers are due. You obviously have a vested interest in Asia winning MVP this year. You've been talking about it all year. You got an interest in people respecting Elena Delle Donne. I don't think what Fee is doing is taking anything away from Elena Delle Donne. That's it. I don't think he's taking anything away.
This isn't about Fee. I said once again, this is the people doing exactly what Morris said they were doing. Like she shot what, Morris? You said 54 point.
54.9, 43.
But the fact that Fee did this is why we're talking about Elena Delle Donne right now. So it's great.
No, because I'm the reason we're talking about Elena Delle Donne right now. So what I'm saying,
Fee is the reason you're talking about
what I'm saying, Pin, it's not about Fee. I'm not attacking Fee. I'm saying the people should stop trying to do that because what that does is supports the bullshit narrative that you just tried to push that the WNBA is much better today than it was in 2019. If you said it's better today than it was in 2002, I'll say, you know what? Maybe so. It probably stepped up. But 2019, the WNBA was in a very good place.
Big Ox. Big Ox. Yeah. Before we make a brief transition, I would like to actually challenge you in your authority.
I don't have any
now,
authority.
You obviously think that the Aces are going to win. That's your team.
Yeah.
I'm with Chill, and I believe that the Minnesota Lynx are going to win if the Storm don't win. But I believe that the Minnesota Lynx are going to win, and I'm willing to put up something for them. So let me propose a little transaction, if you will.
Wager?
A wager. Yeah.
Is that the word you were looking for?
If the Aces win, I'll buy a Asia Wilson jersey, a hat, whatever the case is, and I'll wear Asia Wilson attire, her shoes as well. As a matter of fact, I'll buy her shoes and I'll put the shoes around my neck and wear it during the show with the jersey. I'll be Asia Wilsoned out.
Dub promo.
I'm not taking anything from back here, but I will rep Asia Wilson. However, if Nafisa Collier and the Lynx win, you have to join the Stud Buds and dye 3 dreads pink.
All right, bro. What's going
on? So you can be a stud bro.
Wait. Hold on. Speaking of, I know we all saw what we seen yesterday. I just wanted to.
What?
Nothing.
What we see yesterday?
Are you talking
Text
about
me. I don't know. Text me.
You talking about the X litigation? The little rewind? That thing?
Ox, text me so I can know what you're talking about. But
y'all
we got a deal?
Y'all just seen yesterday?
I seen her on the court, yeah. You talking about something else?
She didn't play yesterday. All right, never mind, Ron. Keep moving. Let's go.
All right, hey, but Ox, I'm
not doing that, Ron. No, I'm not.
All right, well, just one dread pink.
No, I'm not doing that, bro.
The tips. All right, the tips.
I live in Portland, bro.
Pink tips? They're down with that in Portland.
Exactly. I'm not.
I know one thing is a fact, though, Ron. 55% on twos is nuts. I just want to put that out there. That is nuts.
Especially as a star player, though.
Chill. Do you see how often she's getting double teamed and triple teamed to be that efficient when you double and triple? It's one thing to do it if you're KD on the loaded out Warriors. It's another thing to do it if you're how often I watch a Fee game and I'll break it down and I'll see her like guarded by 3 players, 2 players, 4 players.
That is nuts.
Shoot, man. She's great.
And 97% from the stripe is even worse. That is nuts. I'm almost money from the stripe. Almost money.
Chill, here's the thing. Since she's so nice and we almost know what we're going to get from Fee on a night in, night out basis. Same thing with Asia. Same thing with Stewie. Same thing with Alyssa Thomas. What you guys need to do is put your money where your mouth is. And download Splash Sports, where you can make your picks on great, amazing WNBA players like these stars that I named. But also, fellas, you know what's better than free? A free NFL pick'em on Splash Sports. Now, here's the thing, y'all. We just started a contest this week that is free for everybody to join. And it's a $1,500 pot full of splash cash that the winners will be able to grab. Now, here's what I just found out. The prize payout is the top 25 people in the contest will get paid out. Starting with first place gets $300, second place gets $225, third gets $180, and it trickles all the way down to the 25th person. Now, I'm not going to get into what all the payouts are. What you need to do is download the app, join the contest, and enter for your chance to win. Now, here's the thing. I said that it's $1,500 in the pot, and I said that the top 25 people will win. But there's only 19 people in the competition right now. So you have until Sunday, September 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern time to join and get in on this opportunity to win. Now, here's how it works. The entrants will attempt to win this pot by selecting every single team that they believe will win every single game in this upcoming week 3 of the NFL season. The person who anytime you select a winner and get it right, you get a point. At the end of the week, the person that has the most points wins the most money. It's as simple as that. You pick the NFL games, hence the name Weekly Pick'em on Splash Sports, and you win your splash cash. It's as simple as that. The link is in the description, or you can scan this QR code. Once again, you are competing against other fans, not the house. Don't compete against the house. That's simply what amateurs do. And we don't tolerate amateurism over here. We'll see you guys in the winner's circle. Catch you soon. All right, fellas. We're still talking about the WNBA and all of that good stuff. Mars, would you like to tell us your runner-up and your
He already
winner?
did.
I did.
He piggybacked off the box.
I answered
He
that
said he
40
would out.
minutes
You got
ago.
that swiper memory.
Yeah, he said he
Maybe
would out.
I'm just
I'm not about to
giving.
repeat myself for you. No.
All right, my bad. All right.
He said he would out.
Anything else that you guys want to
Ron,
talk about?
Ron, get mine correct. I said the Aces are winning it, but I
He
think
did
that
say that. I
Minnesota's
just didn't
going.
want to correct him.
I did say the Aces are winning it, but I think Minnesota's going back to the finals. That's where I'm at with that.
Okay.
So
Everybody up here thinks it's going to be Aces versus Minnesota? Aces
Yes.
versus Lynx?
I
Oh,
mean, I
my
still-
man
I
got
still got
Liberty,
New
huh?
I still got New York, man. Yeah,
No.
I got to see it.
These are you confused?
No,
You got
man.
three people. No, not
Ron
you.
doesn't
Not you.
listen. Ron doesn't listen.
Ron, you got 3 people up here. Who
It's
got
called
Liberty in the
asking a
finals.
follow-up question. You guys know
Your
what that is?
follow-up question is just you confirming something no one said.
All right. What'd you guys say?
Everyone up here got
Okay,
the Mercury,
so
right?
So
Everyone here think Mercury are champions. Cool.
You're
From the
closer
top,
than
Ron. From the top, Ron, I had Minnesota beating New York to get to the finals. I have the Aces winning the WNBA championship.
Chill. You explain this to Ron like he's your grandfather.
Because I
So,
said
You know,
exactly
you
like
know what
this.
though, y'all?
Pretty much.
I don't think we should, because I was sleep on it. Well, not necessarily sleep, but I thought maybe Kelsey Mitchell could pull it out day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. And I have on my little bracket thing, I do have Indiana upsetting Atlanta, although I am aware that Atlanta is a really good team. With that being said, I don't think we should just look past the Aces versus Atlanta either. I think in the 5-game series, I mean, Atlanta's a really good basketball team. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we should look right past them.
I was sleeping on Atlanta.
Yes, I do.
Well, Aaliyah Boston's gonna have to play a hell of a lot better for Indiana to have a chance.
She got to actually play basketball. That was terrible what she did on Sunday.
I agree, but I think she is the best big in that series, and her playmaking from that position can really solidify them right now. They don't have their other star. So that I think that's important. But I think one of the most important things that maybe translates WNBA and NBA is how are the playoffs different, right? I'm looking at a team like Phoenix, right? This is a transition team, Alyssa Thomas. Like, I think there's a lot of, I wonder how much of that advantage just goes away because now it's the playoffs and I get to scheme for you, right? And I get to actually prepare for a 3-game series because they were right there, Cho. Like, they were right there. They pushed that game to overtime. They win that first game. Different series, right? Go to overtime, they lose. The overwhelming power of having the best player in a series, Breanna Stewart, it just complicates things. But I also think Stewie's just a better half-court player than Alyssa Thomas. Way better.
I think I definitely think she scores it better. Yeah, I definitely think she does score it better. I'm not gonna argue that point. But what I do know is that Alyssa Thomas, she does such a great job of getting her teammates involved. She does get downhill. She can get to the rim and score the basketball. She's not the scorer that Stewie is. I just think that New York has more firepower on offense than what Phoenix has, and I think that's going to be the difference in the series.
But how does she do it though, Chill? Like, you watch a lot of her. Like, is it off the move? Is it like opposite? Like, because I mean, for instance, like I'll look at a player like for some people, from New York. We got a lot of New York area people up here. Emmanuel Quickley is a good example, right? Quickly in New York was a guy who was consistently catching it off of motion within the offense, and he was going, right? Now in Toronto, in a different context, he's often creating his own offense in the half court. off of a screen. Totally different situation. Now you are the one that I'm zoning in on, as opposed to you're the third pass away from the action, and now you're just attacking off of a closeout. So it's the same thing with transition. Sometimes you get a kick ahead in transition, and players just really, really good at, and I just think Alyssa Thomas is just a really like very unpredictable, crafty player in transition, and she can get her teammates involved in that situation and with her downhill gravity. But now you take some of that transition opportunity away, you grind it out in the half court, you're not turning the team over, have a tough time scoring.
But here's the difference with that though, Penn. She does a really good job, just like they do in the NBA. She does a really good job at mismatch hunting. And when she get those smaller guards on her, she gets downhill on those smaller guards because those smaller guards can't stay with her in terms of her physique. And like she gets smaller guards off of her. That's how she's able to get into the paint. That's how she's able to get to the rim. So I think she does take advantage of smaller guards in that aspect. Now, as far as her being a bucket getter, that's definitely to her detriment when it comes to the Liberty, because they got so many bucket getters. So it completely overcuts 15, 16 a game. That's not enough. That's not nearly enough. However, she does do her best to get, in the game. She does do her best. I think that New York, in terms of their offense, they just.
Well, chill. I don't think Satu and Monique are going to shoot, 4 for 28 combined? Yeah, holy. And you were close. So that's what I'm telling myself. If I'm a Mercury, fan, coach, if I'm the team internally, that's what I'm saying. Like, we are not going to get bat performance on back-to-back games. Right?
Maybe not, but you also might too, because that 4 for 28, to your point, it wasn't just that they were missing shots. The Liberty got really good defense too, so don't leave that out. That's very important to mention.
They did miss a lot of open shots though. There were quite a few open shots they were missing.
Right, but it was that was same thing that we talked about yesterday with Giannis in Turkey. Like the layups that Giannis was missing, it wasn't just because he missed them wide open. He had people around him a bunch of different times. So by the time he was open, he's got that over-the-shoulder syndrome that he's waiting for the contact. He's so used to the contact that he's rushing. He's forcing shots now. Well, the same logic with going 4 for 28. I think that the Liberty do a good job. I think they do a good job in closing out. I think they do a really good job in not getting beat to the rim. So when these women end up getting open shots, they're so surprised that they're getting open shots that, especially, and please don't let me leave out, Penn, that we're on a bigger stage now too. Like, this isn't July. This is the playoffs. So that right. That rim doesn't look as big as it did in July. It's not as big.
All right, fellas. I want to go ahead and transition. First off, I want to shout out the WNBA's most improved player, Veronica Burton. She has been cooking this year for an expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries. Last year, she played for a very good Connecticut Sun team, but she was coming off the bench. She averaged just 3 points, 2 assists. Once again, like I said, she came off the bench. She only played 12 minutes per game. Granted, it was on a very good team, but her role wasn't all that big. This year, she upped her output. First off, starting all 44 games, playing 30 minutes a night, and she averaged 12 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. So she really did her thing. I think this was much deserved, and I just want to tip my hat to her.
Absolutely.
And they made the playoffs as an expansion team.
That's different.
So, yeah. Shout out to Veronica Burton. Hey, when opportunity calls, you better be ready to pick up the phone.
Yeah, I feel like also like that's one of those things that NBA fans should be looking forward to too, because there's talks of expansion teams coming in the NBA. So there's guys that is overlooked.
Detroit and Philly. Detroit and Philly are coming into the league soon.
Right. So it's just you got a league like my man just said. You got a league with so much talent. There's so much talent on the bench of some of these teams that any given moment, one of these people can come in and be a franchise PG, be a franchise big. Who knows? You just didn't have the opportunity because you might be behind 2 superstars, 3 superstars sometimes. So that's as an NBA fan, you got to be excited about that too, because that's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
My man Big Ox says it all the time. Go ahead.
I do just think this is the most talented league in the world. You know what I'm saying? From top to bottom, I think it's the most talented. And I think it's been that way for quite some time. I remember back when the Sacramento Monarchs, we had Ruthie Bolton Holyfield on the bench You know what I'm saying? Coming off the bench, you know, and most of us know how dope she was, but she had to play behind Tisha Pinachera. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot, and I think these expansion teams are going to really show a lot of just how much good basketball there is out there. Like Portland in Toronto. So me and Penn, we gonna be able to get our fix next year. You know what I mean? Then after that, of course, like you just said, we got Detroit, Philly, and Cleveland, right? Detroit, Philly, and Cleveland coming in. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty dope, man. I can't wait for the Supersonics to come back. You know what I'm saying?
You know they've been talking about the Sun potentially moving up to Boston too.
Boston, yeah,
or moving down to Boston. I
mean, that's
really
cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I hear that, Ron. That's new.
Y'all familiar with Alexis Morris?
What'd you say about Alexis Morris?
Y'all familiar with Alexis Morris, right?
I went to middle school with an Alexis Morris, but I don't think we're talking about the same Alexis.
No, we're not, Ron. We're not talking about the same
We're
Alexis
talking
Morris.
about national champion with the LSU Tigers, Alexis Morris.
Yeah, you ain't go to middle school with her, Ron. No, you didn't. You didn't go to middle school with her.
Drafted by the Connecticut Sun. I mean, Ron, you graduated from school late, bro. Okay, so she was drafted. I thought she was fantastic. I really did. I watched her in college a few years. I thought she was great. She gets drafted by the Connecticut Sun. She gets waived in training camp. I was like, what is wrong with this league? Not enough roster spots.
Too good.
Not enough roster spots. It's too good. That's what I'm saying.
Could y'all just imagine though? Like, Penn, could you imagine if the NBA shrunk to just 16 teams? Mm-hmm. Who are your six? Let's just stick with the point guards. Who are your 16 point guards?
You mean your 16 starters? Because some of these starters.
Yeah, your 16 starting point guards.
Bench players now. That would be crazy.
I'm sorry to tell you, Josh Giddey.
I would actually like to do that.
You might go on third string now.
Hey, that would be dope, Ron. Like, just break down the NBA to have 16 teams. That'd be fun.
We could Mars, do that with a 16-person fantasy draft.
But Mars, when I say that the NBA, when they had 10 teams, it was plumbers in the league.
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Anything to push Bill Russell propaganda.
Well, you know, the thing about that, still, back in the people. I think a lot of times people just like when they say that. I think it's just it comes out so disrespectfully. But it's like when the league first started, there wasn't that much money. People had to work. You know what I'm saying? A different job sometimes. You know what I mean? Like just like in the W, a lot of these women still got to go play overseas.
Yeah.
But we see a change happening. We see more money coming in.
I feel like also. But there was a lot of talent that just wasn't in the NBA. Like there was other leagues going on at the same time. You had the ABA, you had the minority league. Like you had a lot of different places to play. It wasn't just the NBA. It was just the one end all be all. Now it is because they're.
Now we still got a lot of places to play. You played there.
But I'm talking about in America though.
Yeah, in America.
Hey, you
got
the G League. Now here's a thought experiment. You take the G League champions for the last 5-6 years, put those teams up against some of the weaker eras. Would those teams be the worst teams in the NBA ever? I don't think so.
Wait, how far back? You can't go too.
I'm talking like the worst team in like 1974. The worst team in 1972. I'm pretty sure the Raptors 905 could whoop that team.
So the
G League is interesting. The G League is interesting because a lot of the top players, you got to think about it like this. If you're not a like surefire NBA guy, a lot of the top players would rather play overseas than the G League because you're gonna get more money overseas. So the G League is good because you'll get some two-way players that trying to get their numbers and trying to get some good run, but it's not the second best league in basketball.
No, it's not. But in terms of talent. Like I'm seeing a lot of these players in the G League, it may not be coached properly because, the G League is a rotation of like call ups and call downs in 10 days and whatever. You never get that flow and continuity that you would get playing for Olympiacos. I get that. It's not the same severity of basketball, but the talent level is very high in the G League.
The G League is not a top 5 league in the world.
Yeah, I think you might be slightly skewed.
Name
I
them.
think you might be slightly skewed.
Name them, Pin. They're not a lot of the guys.
I will.
I was 10 years old.
A lot of guys decide to go play overseas over the G League, whether you can stay home or not. Pin, I don't know. Yeah, there are some guys that, like you said, bro, that are two-way. But other than that, though, most of the top guys, they going overseas to get paid.
Talk about, Paris basketball come run the G League.
I will tell you
the
right
G
now.
League,
run it.
Right now, 74 Mars.
I can probably name you 7 leagues better than the G League, bro.
The
Just being
NBA,
honest,
have they
bro.
beaten the
Just being honest.
Celtics?
They're kicking the G League's ass, bro. The NBL's better than the G League.
Oh, yeah, you got Dave Collins, man. Shout out to him, MVP.
To your point, Penn. Okay, so the NBA is better. The Euro League is better. The Spanish League is better.
No, but so don't even go Euro League.
The Euro League is tricky because the Euro League isn't really a league. Yeah,
It is a league. It is like full-fledged league.
It's like
it is.
It's like a super league. It's like a super league.
Yeah,
That's like
it's
saying-
like
that's
a
like
culmination
saying-
of the best
the NBA
teams from each
Okay,
country.
so let's take the Euro League out.
Hold up, though, Chip. I want Chip to do it because Chip he got it.
So check it out. Not even considering like you said, Euro League, Euro Cup, and Champions League. Take those out because that's like I said, that's like a super league. Because that's like that's not even fair. You got Lithuania.
3 super leagues, Penn. 3 of them.
Right. So without even the super leagues, NBL is at a higher level than the G League.
That Australian league.
The ACB is a higher level than that's the Spanish top league.
That's the Spanish league. Big time league.
The BBL, the German top league is a better league.
Big time league.
The French league is where Wemby came from. That's a better.
Oh
league.
my God.
That's a better league. So you what else am I missing?
Greece.
You got Alba League. Alba Liga is better than the G League. That's where your kids and all came from. Turkey. So Turkey might. It's like same level. It's like
Chip,
same level.
But here's the only thing, Chip, and this is the only reason why I'm gonna throw Turkey in there. Because Turkey only got 2 foreigners, huh? Turkey only rock with 2 foreigners. The G League might be able to get with Turkey. They might be able to. Yeah, they might be able to get with Turkey.
Remember when Juan Tucker, JTA, he had that thing to say about the overseas players because they did the G League select teams and they played against like top Euro League teams last summer. And JTA,
talking about Juan Toscano.
Juan Toscano, right? He had that viral clip where he was like, "Man, they overseas guys, man, we got to be smacking." They was losing the Juventus. Juventus is not even the top Spanish team. Like that's like one of the lower end Spanish teams, and they got spanked. They got sparked out. Like they literally played against 4 or 5 overseas teams, and they lost everything. That's the top G League players. Just like what you said, that concept that you just used, going back in time to the 1990s or whatever you're saying. Like, bro, like it's not what you think, bro. And they like their players, like you said, it's turnover. G League is a chop shop. G League is a chop shop, man.
What about that Superliga? The Superliga they got down in South America. They got a couple teams. They got that league in South America. I can't remember what it's called. My boy plays down there. They got a team in Argentina, Uruguay.
Okay, yeah, that's the South American Champions League.
Yeah, that one. I think we can count that. They got a lot.
That Puerto Rican league serious too, yo.
So here's the roster for last year's Delaware Bluecoats. Okay, just want to give you a random example. Okay, Patrick McCaw, NBA champion. Patrick McCaw. Okay, Jeff Doughton Jr.
NBA champion Patrick McCaw, for real?
Really multi-time NBA champion.
This how you going to
you got. We got Isaiah Mobley, right? We got Jabari Walker. We got former first-round pick Jalen Hood-Schifino, and they're on the same team. Chill.
Okay, no doubt.
Are you telling me this team is just washed?
And I'm telling you right now,
good players.
And I'm telling you right now, Penn,
you just made your case.
Hold on, your EuroLeague MVP Sasha Vezenkov was on the bench and couldn't get minutes in Sacramento.
He struggled with the American system.
These niggas been trying to get in the league and they not in the league. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I think y'all.
Or everybody that you just named wants to be in the league and they're not in the rotation.
You're talking about Evan Mobley, big brother. You just heard your point.
Yes.
No,
and on top of that, you have said yourself. You've said yourself that Sasha Vezenkov should have played more.
I do think he should have played more, but I understand why he didn't. He was a complete sieve on defense. Every player I just named is a better defender than him.
Man, Sasha Vezenkov would tear Evan big brother up.
Hey, okay. I know some leagues. Jalen Hood-Schifino couldn't even play in.
Okay, which league is more athletic? Can we start there?
Throw that athleticism out the window. Throw that out.
Because that's what we subjected to. That's
Nah, because if that's the case, Luka wouldn't. No, if that's the case, Luka wouldn't be getting off the way he gets off. If we talking about athleticism, if that's the case, Jokic wouldn't be getting off the way he gets off. If we talking about athleticism, if that's the case, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who is a great athlete, wouldn't be getting busy the way he gets busy. Athleticism, Jalen Brunson. I could keep going down the list of guys that aren't the most athletic, but they get busy. Like we can't do that.
Right, but I've already mentioned they don't have a lot of structure in the G League because I don't think they have the greatest coaches, the greatest development staff, the greatest infrastructure. They got all the two ways and the guys coming in and out. They don't got great continuity. But if you gave that group of players that I just mentioned, plus all the other ones, Judah Mintz a good player, man. I don't know what y'all watching. He's a decent player.
Mintz?
You're just giving a bunch of reasons why the league is worse.
Yeah.
Like you telling us about the continuity and how the rosters are changing.
Yes, I understand.
The fact that these rosters are actually just having to try out things for their NBA counterparts is a reason why the league is worse. Like they're coaching these teams to just try philosophies that they can bring into the NBA. The rules are changing every year because they want to test them out in the G League before they test them in the NBA. Right. All of these are reasons why the league is worse. Now they might be out of the players' control. Maybe the talent is comparable, but the league is worse.
Yes, the league is worse,
and for all of these reasons,
the quality of basketball is worse. The league is worse. The talent, however, is underrated, in my opinion, because I think the talent is in the worst possible context. I don't think these guys necessarily get a great.
I think that's a fair statement.
Even if it is,
there's a lot of talent in the G League,
and we've also seen more talented teams lose. And if I'm thinking about that I'm thinking about that more talented team that you just talked about, Penn. I mean, if they go up against, I don't know, Penn, if they go up against Valencia, you think they've beaten Valencia?
No, because Valencia's an incredible team. Like they're very disciplined, they're experienced. You know, they're
and
very
that's plenty
savvy
and that's plenty of teams in Europe. That's plenty of teams. That's not. I'm not just saying Valencia. There's plenty of teams in Europe, in the Turkish league, in the French league. So when I think about the G League, and okay, these guys are trying to get to the NBA. These guys over there, to your point, Chip. These guys over there, they've been over there 6-7 years. And I've been on Valencia for 4 years. I've been on Panathinaikos for 3 years. I've been on Olympiacos for 5 years. So these teams, these guys been on these crews for such a long time. It's basically like what you talk about with the Olympics, where you just want to throw a bunch of guys together. We've seen how that works. That doesn't work all the time.
You're never going to find I don't know if you're never going to find. I'm certainly not a detractor of European basketball. I'm a huge fan of European basketball. But we've seen some of the greatest players in Europe come over to the NBA and be nothing but role players. Yep. So I think there's a gap.
Yeah,
part of that is cultural. Part of it is, just politics. Let's just be real. You're not handing your team over to some random guy from Greece, unless that random guy from Greece happens to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. I get it. But at the same time, there is an athletic gap. There is a speed, size, gap, and it just comes down to how you find
what's the other gaps? No, what's the other gaps? Now you talked about the G League's gaps. Now let's talk about the other gaps. Let's talk about the mental gap.
Oh, for sure.
The Grand Canyon of a mental gap between the IQ that Europeans play with, or just played in European basketball, and the IQ that's played in the G League. When I tell you they would slow them down.
You're right.
Slow them all the way down.
So the same way,
just outsmart and outthink them, it would be ridiculous.
The same way that you just broke that down, right? There's a lot of the guys like you brought up, Vezenkov, Micic is another one. He was a EuroLeague
shout
MVP,
out Micic,
and he didn't really pan out in the NBA. You could do the same thing from the guys that come from America and they struggle to go and play in Europe. It's not because they're not nice. It's not because they're not talented. It's just you got to factor in a lot of different things. The game is played a different way. The game is reffed a different way. Look how many of our guys struggle in FIBA play. The Olympic Games, we seen guys that, they average 20 points a game in the league. And they look like just normal pedestrians when they play Olympic FIBA basketball. Because the way that it's
up
reffed.
Here doing that. When we was watching the FIBA World Championships, we were up here talking about how bad Brandon Ingram, the dude that played for Ingram, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Like he was a shell of himself.
Yeah. And it's not because he's not nice.
It's
not because he's not a shot maker. It's not because he's not athletic. It's just the way that it's just a different style of play. So, it goes both ways. A lot of the guys here, they can't really shine like that overseas. You see it all the time. Guys supposed to, how many guys came and left the NBA and was supposed to go overseas and just be a pit stop. I'm going to go overseas for 1 year, average 20 and come back. stay stuck over there because it don't work like that, bro. It's not that easy.
And it's a different mentality. If you go over there with that mentality, you're almost cooked from the beginning. I'm going to go overseas and average 20.
Look.
All right.
You are not.
Okay.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
You are not.
Straight up.
All right. Well, fellas, I'm kind of hungry, y'all. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes. Everybody go grab some food. And in case you don't know where to go, I got a nice little pit stop for you. It's called Factor Meals. Now, I know it has been the summertime. I know you guys have had a lot of free time, and you guys have been able to do whatever you wanted to do. Well, now we are getting a lot more structure with school starting, work should be ramping up, and all of that good stuff with just the shorter days in the fall and in the winter. So now you really got to be locked in. You got to have your schedule set. You got to know what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, and how you're going to do it. And the best way to do this is by going to factormeals.com and planning out your meals with Factor. They have 65 weekly meals made for you, how you live, how you want to live, and how you would like to eat. And see, the thing about it is, I've been able to really get a lot of time back by getting out the kitchen and getting into things that I really want to do with my everyday life, because I'm saving so much time by, well, ordering these quick heat and eat meals with Factor Meals. And they're not just cheap McDonald's type meals. It's really high nutritional meals that give me a lot of value that I use in my everyday life. So what you guys need to do is be more like me and Chill. You might not want to be like me, but I know you want to be like Chill. So be more like Chill and add to your life by adding Factor Meals. We do it, so you should do it too. Here's how you can eat smart. You go to factormeals.com/Players Choice 50 off and use the code Players Choice 50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code Players Choice 50 off at factormeals.com/Players Choice 50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Get delicious, ready to heat and eat meals delivered right to your doors with Factor Meals. All right, fellas, I want to transition into something that Patrick Beverley said about 4 Hall of Fame point guards. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen. I'm going to play the clip, and we are going to talk about what Patrick Beverley had to say about these guys. This should be interesting. Hold on. Let me share this with you guys.
Please do.
Oh, oops. Not that.
No, not
Shout out
that.
to friends of the
Wait a
show,
second.
Patrick Beverley, by the way. Shout out to friends of the show.
By the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Friends of the show.
This one, y'all. All right, here we go. So I'm going to play the clip. You guys let me know if you can hear it. And we're going to get into it.
All in their primes, one of them has to go.
Okay.
Allen Iverson,
Ooh.
Kyrie Irving,
Ooh.
D Rose,
Oh.
or Westbrook.
Oh my God. Oh my God. D Rose is on there. That shit that he was doing in the Miami Heat series, I've never seen a player. He was dunking on a Miami Heat. Like, folks had like 5 dunks one game. And 1 dunks. So I'm going D Rose. I gotta go Kyrie.
Uh-oh.
Damn.
Don't tell me that you're about to leave the answer off the list, dude. Don't tell me that this test has no answer.
No, I think I'm gonna leave Russ off.
You're leaving Russ off?
And I just seen the homie Russ 2 days ago. We chopped it up, man.
I'm leaving off D Rose, bro.
You hit
The
that
homie.
pen today wrong?
No.
Yeah, I knew you hit that pen. Yeah, you okay.
Hit the pen.
Talking out the side of your motherfucking head, man. That's that daddy brain you got right there.
So you would have him on over Iverson?
D Rose over AI?
Yeah, they're peaks.
Yes. We said prime, right?
Yeah.
In a prime, he was the youngest MVP. What you talking about?
What does youngest have to do with anything?
Man, if D Rose stay healthy, come on, bro. If D Rose stay healthy, we probably talking about probably the best point guard to ever play the game. If he stay healthy and get a little bit more help, Jimmy Butler coming into himself, like he get a little bit more help, it's trouble.
So, I mean, Kyrie's never won an MVP.
I pick Kyrie.
But everybody else has an MVP. They were all the best player that in their year.
Yeah,
Kyrie never was the best.
You gotta have Kyrie in there.
The Allen Iverson disrespect is crazy on this podcast.
It's
but I'll let you get away with it because you played with all the other guys.
Westbrook. Come on now.
All right, fair enough.
All right, fellas. Thoughts on this?
If was a fifth, that's my thoughts.
I think Pat Bever's from Chicago.
He is.
Let's start there, Mars.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
I wasn't
That was
saying
my
as
first
in
thought.
I think I don't know. I'm just saying.
You don't have
he's
to.
from
It
Chicago.
doesn't have to be a
Yeah,
knock,
he's
but
from
let's
Chicago.
start there.
Yep.
Let's make sure we do that, right? Let's start there. So, right then and there, he knows Derrick Rose. He grew up with Derrick Rose, so I think that has something to do with it.
Probably
That's
looked
number
up to
one.
him.
Number two, can we not leave out that when Derrick Rose tore up his knee in 2011, or was it 2012? Is when he tore it up?
2012.
Okay, so just so you know, his career wasn't over, Chip. Like, he did play in the NBA for 10 more years after that, right? So it wasn't like he tore up his knee and we never saw Derrick Rose again. We did see that he played for Chicago for 8 years, all right? It's not like he was just completely over after that. No, he did come back from injury. He did lead that team to the playoffs a couple times, and I did watch him. That's number one. Number two, Russell Westbrook. I saw him in the FIBA World Championship in 2011. And just from an eye test alone, and I know that we do eye tests around here because I know how Mars is when it comes to just better basketball players. Mars, in 2011, in the summer of 2011 in the FIBA World Championships, I'm watching Derrick Rose and I'm watching Russell Westbrook, and I'm going, that dude is better than that dude. Just from, I ain't even talking about stats. I ain't talking about numbers. He's faster than him. He's bigger than him. He's stronger than him. He's better than him in transition. He looks like he could be a better scorer than him. I think he's tougher than him. That dude right there is better than that dude, strictly from an eye test. So is it fair for me to say, which I'll say right now, is I think Russell Westbrook is everything that Derrick Rose was supposed to be, but he couldn't do it because he couldn't hold up. But he did play a lot of years, though. So it's not like he didn't play. He did play a lot of years. He just couldn't hold up.
Chill. The 5 years after he won MVP in Chicago that you referenced, which I think is a little bit, we need some context here. He averaged 33 games per season for the 5 years he played after. He got injured the year after, missed half the season, missed an entire season after that. I think it's fair to say we were robbed. I think it's also fair to say he probably shouldn't have won that MVP. I think both statements could be true. He probably won it a year before he was supposed to win it, and thankfully he did win it because, quite frankly, he never had a chance to win it again. So, yeah, he played, up until 23, 24, but he was never the same player.
No, he wasn't, but he's still. But here's the thing, though. We have seen guys come back from injury. That's 100% true. I saw Ron Harper come back from injury. He tore up his knee. We've seen plenty of guys have ACLs. Jamal Murray tore up his knee. We saw what he looked like in the playoffs in 2023.
Not everyone's the same. Right? We can't just be like, well, this guy's come back from an injury, so I expect everyone to do it. Dominique Wilkins came back from an Achilles in the 90s.
I think it speaks.
We don't just expect everyone to come back from Achilles injuries. Like,
I think it speaks to a bigger thing here. It's like he was kind of relying on that athleticism too. Like, okay, for all intents and purposes, everybody should be like, taking advantage of your athletic prime, right? You can dunk, you can jump higher than everybody, run faster than everybody. Yes, rely on it. But if we're saying he's one of the all-time greats, you should be able to take away one aspect of one thing that he does athletically, and he should still be able to produce from the point guard position. It's not like he's a three,
but he did.
like
he
a 3-4.
Was good. Derrick Rose was a good player when he came back.
Yes,
he was a good player.
Right,
he just wasn't the
He
top
wasn't
10
the same.
player anymore. But it's
Right.
not like people act like all Derrick Rose did was tear his ACL. Derrick Rose tore his ACL, came back, missed a year, came back, and then after 10 games tore his meniscus. Like, it wasn't just, Derrick Rose tore his ACL and was never the same. He never even got a chance to bounce back from the ACL before he tore his meniscus. And then I think he tore his meniscus again in like 2015. Like, Derrick Rose hasn't been just, he was just one bad injury and it was over. No, it's like, it's not to the same degree. Clay's was worse, but Clay tore his ACL. And then before we even got to see what he looked like coming back from an ACL, he tore his Achilles. Like, we didn't even get to see, maybe Derrick Rose would have came back and looked close to MVP Derrick Rose. I'm with Penn. I don't think he should have been the MVP. I don't think he was the best player in the league or none of that stuff. But maybe he could have got back to the all-NBA level. He could have got to that point, but we never even got to see him. And I think, especially for Chicagoans, I don't know what they're called, people from Chicago, especially for them, I think that's what hurts the most. It's not, Derrick Rose tore his ACL and we never got to see him. We never got to see even Derrick Rose come back from the ACL and see what would have happened because he just kept getting hurt again after that. So I think it's very disingenuous to say, well, we saw 10 more years of Derrick Rose and he never got back to it. Anytime he was getting any sort of rhythm, injuries came back. He looked like in New York, he looked good. He was a good player. I remember him in the 2021
Then he
playoffs.
broke his hand.
This is
Then he broke his
9
hand.
years removed from when he tore his ACL. In the 2021 playoffs for the Knicks, he was their best player with all NBA Julius Randle, no slight to Julius Randle, who played badly in the series, but Derrick Rose was the best player in a series for a playoff team in 2021, 10 years removed from his MVP. That was Derrick Rose. He was still a good player. Whenever he had 50 for the Timberwolves, he was still a good player. So
let me
his injuries.
Let me ask you something. So if you give, right? So we're saying because he's a point guard, right? So you're saying he's he could have been one of the greatest point guards. If you give Chris Paul the same string of injuries as one of the greatest point guards as well, is his career dropping off that much with the same string of injuries? Because like when you're a point guard, like your main value is how can you run the team?
No,
I think Chris Paul's better than Derrick Rose does.
Well, one, that, and two, he's less reliant on his athleticism.
I think Derrick Rose is still the worst player there. I just think you guys are being harsh on him for no reason. But I still think he's the worst player. I would also get rid of Derrick Rose. I just think you guys are minimizing his injuries.
I know I'm not minimizing his injury. I recognize the fact that he tore up his knee really quickly, Penn, because I know you got a point. I recognize the fact that he tore up his knee, right? And then after taking a whole year off, he ends up tearing his meniscus. And then in 15, when they went to the playoffs, I mean, he still was healthy enough to play. He played in the playoffs. He was still healthy enough to play. Played 51 games or something like that, and he played in the playoffs. And then the next year, I think he was playing with the Knicks. He ended up breaking his hand. Like, and I think he either cracked his hand or he broke his hand altogether. Like these injuries, Mars, don't get me wrong. I do think that they hamper you, but they aren't catastrophic. Like we've seen guys come back from meniscus injuries. We saw Ron Artest play with a torn meniscus. And I understand your logic that not everybody responds to injuries differently. But doesn't that go into account when you being one of the best players ever, how mentally tough you are to be able to overcome injuries? Is that not fair?
Mentally tough. What's your body just can't do it?
Yeah, chill. That's not fair.
I think that's a terrible point. Some people's bodies are just different. Like to the same point about Dominique Wilkins. Dominique Wilkins came back from a torn Achilles in the 90s. And what do? We praise him, rightfully so. That does not mean every torn Achilles after the fact, we should just expect them to come back. There's a reason why a torn Achilles is viewed as a career ender. That the precedent has been that's a career-ending injury. Dominique Wilkins is an outlier. Kevin Durant is an outlier. The precedent is if you tear your Achilles, you're done. That's what the precedent was for a torn ACL. Back when Derrick Rose tore his ACL, a torn ACL was seen as a career ender or career altering.
Not in 2011, Mars. No.
Yes, it was. It was still a career altering injury. A torn ACL was a career altering injury. And what did it do to Derrick Rose? It altered his career. And now we're saying in hindsight, man, why did that really alter his career? Was he not mentally tough enough? Are we serious?
Yeah, because I mean, modern day medicine, bro. Modern day medicine, bro.
Tore his ACL. We viewed that as a career-altering injury, and that was in 2019.
This is modern day medicine. It's not 1960s. You got NFL players that tear their ACL in January with the medical field. Now they can be playing by November, bro. It's not what it used to be. It's really not. He was afforded all the best doctors in the world.
Kobe Bryant came back from his torn Achilles in 6 months or 8 months. He was terrible after that. Being able to come back quick doesn't mean you're going to be a good player again. Derrick Rose came back. He took a year off. He then torn his meniscus. But when Derrick Rose tore his ACL, the world knew that was a career-altering injury. The world knew it.
I don't know if I knew that. Honestly, I don't know if I knew that, bro.
Everyone's
like, I knew that.
No, actually, it wasn't that deep. No one really thought a torn ACL.
I think everybody was sad for him.
We're not about to start lying.
I think everybody was sad for him. Like it was tough to see because he's playing at a high level.
When we're having conversations, is Kyrie gonna be the same? And he just tore his ACL in March.
Nah. Kyrie got a long.
I appreciate you being real passionate about this, but
it's different. That's
respectfully,
two different instances.
You weren't there.
But also too though, Mars isn't lying. You got to understand.
We did not
think about
season was over, career was over.
Not
can you?
No.
But okay, but can you guys?
It's a difference between over and altering.
But chill with a guy
and altering. Okay,
but with the guy's game being so solely based on athleticism, Kyrie's different. Kyrie damn near can slow down and still be Kyrie. Like Kyrie's game isn't based on
athleticism.
That's because he's an all-time great.
No, Kyrie's game is based on pace and skill and shooting.
That's my point. And he's based on all skill. And people are still like, is Kyrie going to look the same when he comes back? And I understand.
But now he's older. Kyrie is 33 years old. Kyrie's 33 years old.
That's fine. And Derrick Rose's game is predicated on athleticism. So we can still understand why it could be career-altering for both parties. Yet you guys are acting oblivious to the fact that it was very obviously could have been career-altering to Derrick Rose. And actually, it was career-altering for Derrick Rose.
Right.
But now Why was it really career altering?
Mars,
I feel like you're missing some context here, man.
Yeah,
You're
Mars,
missing
this
some
is
context
where
here.
okay, no.
That
Mars,
first
this is where-
injury,
this-
nobody looked at the injury. Nobody looked at
Mars,
the
this
first
is
one.
where it's getting
like that.
tricky. The reason where it's getting tricky is, to your point, career altering. Okay, not career ending. I shouldn't have fell off a cliff like he did, Mars, because ACL injuries, even though they were career altering, they're not going to wreck my game. Where now I can't do nearly as much as I did when I did have it. Guys come back from ACL injuries, and guys are still effective. I can appreciate Derrick Rose getting hurt after that, but guys also come back from torn meniscus. Guys come back from broken hands. Guys come back from these injuries.
Chill.
and
Who
they
are these
really
guys,
effective.
though?
Okay,
Who are
chill.
these
I will
guys?
ask
This is what I'm saying. A guy, just right quick, Pin. These guys aren't a guy
Okay.
who is. Well, hold on, right quick. Just a second, chill. Let me lay the foundation of the guy that we're talking about. Derrick Rose was 22, right?
Sure.
Derrick Rose was one of the most athletic players in history, right?
Yes, sir.
Derrick Rose was 6'3", right?
Correct.
So we're talking about a 6'3" guy whose game is solely based on speed, running faster than you, being quicker than you, and jumping higher than you.
That's not what his game was based on.
That was his that was his superpower, Pin.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
That was absolutely his superpower.
Yes, it
No,
was.
it wasn't.
His game, a lot of his game was on athleticism. But Ron, if I'm not mistaken,
Misunderstanding it.
did I not?
But also too, chill. I'm 6'3".
Okay.
I'm not
a big
6'8".
guy.
I'm not
Okay,
7
not a big
foot.
guy.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm 6'3".
Ron,
Right.
you're describing Westbrook. That's who you're describing. The run jump athlete who just powers through you.
Same
That's
thing. Same
Westbrook.
thing with Russell Westbrook.
Hell no.
What the-
Okay, I'm gonna ask y'all a real question. Real question. Y'all watch Derrick Rose. Have you ever seen a player move like him in your life? Prime D Rose, 2011, 2012. Have you ever seen a player move like that on the basketball court in your life?
Yes.
Who?
Russell Westbrook.
I mean,
Russell
name.
Westbrook and Ja Morant.
Move like that. Ja Morant would be.
Ja, yeah, I would say Ja too.
Ja Morant.
Ja
and
is
Dwayne Wade.
close,
Yeah.
not quite. Westbrook, way more Northwest athlete. The type of basketball is a game of rhythm. Y'all play basketball, you know there's a certain rhythm to movements and steps. Players who can manipulate rhythm, like Luka and Harden, they are difficult to guard because you never know how they're going to slow down, speed back up. Derrick Rose did something similar in a sense to Luka and Harden. He just did it in a completely different way, which is that you could never really guess where the step was coming and where the finish was coming, and the whole game was just weird and awkward. I'm telling you, man, I've watched great defenders go on podcasts talking about how weird it was to guard this guy. You don't play anything like him. Yeah, part of it is because he can jump high and he's fast. Yes, that's part of it. That makes the whole thing harder to guard. But the reality of it is there's plenty of people who are really fast that you can still stay in front of because you can predict their movements.
Pin, not that
His
fast.
shiftiness, yo, okay, I get it. Speedy Claxton was hella fast. Okay.
That's why they call him
Shout out to Speedy Claxton, man.
that's
Yeah,
why they call
Long
him
Island.
Speedy.
Craig Claxton was really fast. Okay, TJ Ford really fast. Chris Paul really fast. Emmanuel
Yeah.
Quickley really fast. Yes, all
We're
these
talking
players-
about Derrick Rose. Like,
Yes,
come
I-
on, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
yes,
yeah,
you know-
hey, chill. Yeah, this quarterback can scramble a little bit. He's not Lamar Jackson though.
De'Aaron Fox.
He's
really
not
fast
Michael
too, right?
Vick. Come on.
De'Aaron Fox
but-
really
but-
fast too, right? All
Yes,
these
he
players
is.
are really fast, but none of them move like Derrick Rose. Not one. Allen Iverson was faster than Derrick Rose.
I
Didn't
just
move
think
like
that
Derrick Rose though.
I just think that the injury stuff, like, for example, Mars, Blake Griffin had microfracture surgery. And this is a guy whose game was predicated on flight and athleticism. Microfracture surgery is something that you give to 80-year-olds, right? To 70-year-olds, because that's the kind of needs that they have. It didn't alter his career. He actually became an all-pro. He became an MVP candidate, and he played a bunch of years. Derrick Rose, because again, in 2011, it's way different than 1991. It's way different than 1981 when you tear up your knee in 2011, because modern medicine is a little bit different. When he tears his meniscus, like Ron Artest tore his meniscus and came back from it. When he broke his hand, like when Kobe Bryant broke his hand and came back from it. All of these injuries, these guys are having these injuries. Different guys are having them. These guys are having these injuries. But they are, he broke his hand when he was with the Knicks. I remember he broke his hand when he was with the Knicks. In addition to, I think it was something.
When did Blake
with his
Griffin
knee.
have microfracture surgery?
His rookie season?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his
And that's why
rookie
he missed his
season.
rookie. Okay.
Yes. So his rookie season. So I mean, these guys, they do recover from these injuries. I just think with Derrick Rose, the what if aspect of it, is he as good as I think he could have been if he hadn't had these injuries? I already think Russell Westbrook was better than him anyway before he tore his knee up. For him to be in Patrick Beverley's eyes the best point guard in NBA history, I'm cool on that.
I'm just still stuck on, like, we were all there in 2011. Like 2000, I think we're stuck in 2025. Can we rewind to 2011? ACL injury was not like something that if it happened and you were like, all right, we'll see you in 12 months and we'll be all right.
I think it was. I think it was.
I think it was. It was altering.
Bro, I was hooping. I was hooping then.
Altering.
Yo, I was active.
I was too. I was active too.
2011.
But I'm saying,
so hold on. So I think here's the part that everybody's missing. ACL for a wing, yes, life altering, career altering, 100%. And ACL for somebody that's supposed to be one of the greatest point guards of all, if he stayed at this peak, I'm talking about the point guard position. What's your duties as a point guard? Why do you need a 40-inch vertical? Now, it's nice to have it. Yes, I'll give you that. I didn't think that D Rose was going to come back with a 40. I'll give you that. Yeah, when he went down to ACL, people don't usually come back with a 40-inch. However, he could still get a 35, and plus, just playing point guard, just be the greatest point guard that everybody said you are. But I think that, like I said, obviously, when you rely on that athleticism, and you didn't really develop the other stuff that it actually takes to be a great point guard, right? It's not just shooting, it's not just jumping, it's not just rhythm, right? You have to know the IQ. You got to know how what does this guy like the ball? What does he like the ball? What's the team? What's the goal, the main goal of the team? And also another point that I think everybody's missing too is in 2011, at his peak, Derrick Rose was at his peak in 2011. They lost to the Heat 4-1. That was the best version of him. And they lost to the Heat 4-1. The Heat wasn't going nowhere in 2011. They was just getting started. So we were saying, he would have had championships. No, he wouldn't have. Because guess what? Really, he still would have had to run into those Heat every year.
He wasn't going to beat the Heat super team. Yeah.
Right. So he would have been exactly. So he'd have been exactly where he is now. It's like he would never. Like I feel like
we would have just got to see.
Like one of the only reasons why Kyrie was a surefire. Who else is in there? Russ was a surefire, and AI was a surefire because they got over that hump in the playoffs too. Don't forget, Kyrie hit big shots in big moments in the championship games. He solidified Cleveland as a championship city, right? Russ, as bad as everybody say Russ is, Russ can't do this, Russ can't do that. Russ was a man that was the starting point guard at, he was 23, 24 years old. He was a starting point guard on the team that made it to the finals. AI, literally, by himself, brought a team to the championship, and he
Russ
played
was a starting point guard on the team that went to the finals and lost 4-1 to the team you just said Derrick Rose lost to. 4-1. The same result happened to Russ.
Right, but
the exact same thing.
But you know how it is, bro. You know how it is. They're gonna put that respect on your name when you actually done it.
He lost to the same team.
Right?
The same result. Except he was the second best player on his team.
Have y'all seen anyone peak after they had an ACL? I'm curious, actually.
No.
Because there's been a lot of players. Ricky Rubio had an ACL tear in 2012, right? I'm just looking at a list here.
Amari Stoudemire.
Amari Stoudemire
after
an ACL.
OG ACL?
Bro,
it was
OG Anunoby also had an ACL tear at Indiana, and then he got drafted and he slipped down the draft, and he obviously had a fantastic career. Jabari Parker had an ACL.
Off the tip of my head, he peaked after his ACL because he tore his ACL 2018.
Who did?
Porzingis.
Okay.
And Porzingis has obviously been better since then.
Rondo. Rondo also had an ACL, if I'm not mistaken. Here, Lou Williams.
I was in 2012. No, Rondo wasn't the same.
Rondo was 2013.
Yeah,
and
Rondo
the only person I know is Adrian Peterson. Shout out AP
and OG.
Once again, we're doing the thing where we're acting like the only thing Derrick Rose went through was a torn ACL. Zach LaVine peaked after his ACL. Zach LaVine.
Yes, so that's one. Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac, I think, has had his best season after. Okay, maybe not his best season after
10 years. I don't know.
By the way, yes, he was on a minute restriction.
Another guy whose careers have been
Jamal Murray, 2021. Can we argue the best version of Jamal Murray has come after 2021? That's another one.
Al Jefferson. Don't
Yeah.
leave him out.
So I mean, like basic math says 80% of the time, like I would say estimate 80% of the time, the best of your career is behind you. 15% of the time, you're probably done. You're out of the league.
If you do it young enough.
And 5% of the time.
And that's what nobody's thinking about too.
It doesn't matter.
He was 22 years old, man. I had surgery at 21 at 22 years old. When you get that surgery before 25, bro, it's different than after 25. That's not the number's not going to tell you that. If you're just looking at a paper, you're not going to see that context. When you get injured,
That's
bro.
fine, but if we're just going to keep ignoring all the other injuries he's done.
Actually, my paper.
No, we're not ignoring that,
Muzz.
That's just the beginning of it. I think that was the beginning of it. Sure, no doubt about it. That was the beginning of it. And now, as a quote unquote superhero, one of my superpowers has been zapped. Now, does that mess with me mentally? It very well may mess with me mentally. But we have seen guys come back from ACL injuries, and we have seen guys come back from meniscus injuries. Jamal Crawford tore his ACL. He's arguably the best rotation player in NBA history. He's in that conversation.
Chill. Baron Davis did it twice. He tore his ACL at UCLA. Then he tore it again. So the one was before, obviously, his peak because he had a great NBA career after it. But the second one, which was like in his 30s, ended his career. So once again, like a lot of the players that I mentioned, like Zach LaVine, et cetera, where you're like, oh, they peaked after. They were 21. OG Anunoby was 18 or 19 years old when he got his. So, yeah, it does matter when it happens. My point here is when Derrick Rose tore his ACL, I don't remember a single person saying, oh, it's over. I don't remember that ever. I remember people saying he's going to be back in a year and the Heat are going to have a hell of a time dealing with this guy. Hopefully he can figure out how to shoot when he's off. That was the thought process. That's the word
we're looking at, altering. It's not career. It went from being a career-ending injury to being a career-altering injury. Sure, he's not going to be the MVP level player that he was like that, right? Where I'm averaging 25, 27 a game. But I think that we could have gotten more. I do think that we could have gotten more from him.
Maybe if he didn't keep getting hurt after that, maybe you would have.
But I think he was great precisely why he got hurt. Like, I think those two things are connected. I mentioned this before on the show at some point, that I think the way he moves, and the reason I asked y'all, have you ever seen a player move like him? Players who move like him get injured.
Yeah.
He's a crash test dummy.
What are we looking at from Kyrie Irving? So what's the expectation on Kyrie Irving when he comes back from this ACL injury at this age? Am I expecting 27 a game, 50, 40, 90 from Kyrie Irving? No, I am not. But you know what I'm not expecting, Maz? I'm not expecting him to be 12 a game or 13 a game and consistently breaking down. I don't expect that. Even though when after he played with James, he was getting injured. And he's had some injuries throughout the course of his career. They haven't been as significant as an ACL. They haven't been as significant as an Achilles injury. No, but they've been significant injuries. No doubt about that. So interestingly enough, Kyrie Irving at 32 years old tears his ACL. What does he come back as when he's in Dallas? What does he look like?
Good, I hope.
Now?
I don't know.
Because I expect him to get him back like around the All-Star break, after the All-Star break, going into the last stretch of the season. That's when I expect him to get him back.
He's still gonna be Kyrie.
Yeah, that's the hope. I can't guarantee anything, but I hope for sure. But if Kyrie ends up coming back and he's washed, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, oh my god, who could have saw this coming? But if Kyrie comes back and he's still Kyrie, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, oh my god, who could have saw this coming? I think either way, like you can see both outcomes.
Washed?
If Kyrie comes back and he's washed,
because
he tore his ACL.
Define washed. He can't start in the NBA anymore. Is that washed? Is that your definition?
He's just very clearly way past his prime. He's just not the same guy.
For example,
he is past his prime.
Let's say he comes back
like Klay Thompson, like that.
That's what I was about to ask
you.
Like, let's say he comes back and he looks like what Klay looked like when you was like, yo, this dude is.
Yeah, if that happens, I don't think anyone's gonna be like, oh my god, who could have saw this coming?
Okay.
But if he comes back and he's still 26 points per game, Kyrie, everyone's gonna be like, A, thank God, like, yay. But B, like, oh yeah, it's Kyrie, he's back. The
last time we watched Kyrie play, was he a top 25 player?
I don't know. I don't have a
top 30-ish. Okay, let's put him in that range. So washed would be he's not a top 75 player anymore.
I can't give you numbers. I don't know. But
before he tore his knee up,
if you watch Kyrie, you will know when Kyrie's washed. I don't know how to explain it, but like if you watch Kyrie and he comes back and it's like, oh, Kyrie's washed. Like you see it with your eyes.
You're not gonna see Kyrie.
Maybe he's the 73rd best player in the league. I don't know, but like he's washed if he's washed.
Kyrie is not going to be watched because he's the type of dude. He figures it out. Like he's adjusted his game so many times to so many different systems, time and time again. That's why I said it's hard to put D Rose in that category because, like OG said, you zapped a superpower. Everybody got superpowers, right? Natural abilities that you was born with that nobody else is born with. You zap one, who can pivot and just work on another one and be great at that other thing? Kyrie is one of those dudes, man. Like you could take so many things away from Kyrie, man. He's still going to be Kyrie. He's going to find a way to get the job done.
I do want to say about.
I think Kyrie's better. So.
About Kyrie's injury,
Rose?
Chill, to answer your question. To answer your question, Chill, about what I feel about Kyrie, I do want to say this. I'm more confident in Kyrie coming back and being himself than I was with Derrick Rose. And part of that could be the history. I've seen Kyrie for the last 10 years. Part of it could be the game, or just both of their games and what it's predicated on. And a lot of it is due to it just being 2025. The technology's just better. The treatments are just better. But I'm more confident that Kyrie comes back cooking than I was with Derrick Rose at that moment in time.
Ron, with that being said, though, you can look at the difference in their play style too. I mean, I think it comes down to that. I understand that Kyrie's older than Derrick when he hurt his knee, but Kyrie, I mean, mind you, Kyrie is quick. Kyrie's, he's fast, he's athletic, all of that. He does to a certain extent have to rely on that as well. But he can also rely on a little bit more of just the shiftiness. You know what I'm saying? The way he manipulates the defender in front of him. And I just think Kyrie is a better basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Not a superior athlete, but a better basketball player. I think Kyrie can rely on some other things than Derrick Rose could have. So yeah, I think he'll come back. Maybe not be the same Kyrie, but I think he'll still be able to make an impact on basketball.
I really think he gets slept on in conversations of all-time shooters. Show, I really do. I think he talks about. Yeah, I think he's one of the greatest shooters of all time, and I think that alone is a huge advantage here. When you're comparing him to the other players we're talking about, like he is way closer to Clay than he is to someone like Derrick Rose or Russell Westbrook or Allen Iverson.
I think he's a better shooter.
Yeah, he is, but he's not in that.
I won't argue that. No, I won't argue that. But the thing that I was asking was with not just with Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose, like what player do you guys know that peaked at 22 in the NBA? Like when we get to 22, he did not peak at 22. No.
Yes, he did. Okay, 2001, how old was he? 22, 23? He peaked around 23, maybe 23, 24 max.
Vince Carter?
Yeah, Vince Carter peaked in 2001. That was his best season.
Wait, hold on. Break that down for me.
That sounds about right. Vince Carter in 2001 he was 24. So.
My bad. So he was 24. My bad. But like, yo, we have this idea that guys just keep getting better from 24, 25, 26, 27. I was not everyone. Not everyone.
No.
It's not one size fits all. It's not one size fits all.
Yeah, people peak at different ages. Like it's not people like the same thing with injuries. Some people recover from injuries differently. Like these are all human beings. Everyone's different. On average, yeah, people peak around 27, 28, like on average, sure. Right. But there are going to be guys who are going to peak in their early 20s, and there's going to be guys like Steve Nash who peak in their 30s. Like everyone is different. So on average, yeah, 27. But Derrick Rose, for reasons probably outside of his control, peaked at 22, 23. Tracy McGrady peaked at 22, 23. Like some people peak at different ages. Like
if he doesn't get hurt, but to see that's the issue that I'm having, Mars, because of the injury, I think that's why we're saying that's the best version of him. Was there maybe more after that?
Probably was.
I can tell you a player that
probably was.
But that's another part of the equation that people don't like. People feel they were robbed of that because now was there something more as opposed to we could have just seen if there was something more. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe if Derrick Rose stays healthy, we just come back looking back on his career in 2025. It's like, oh, okay, he just peaked in 2011. Okay, cool. Still an amazing player, really good peak. Yeah. But now we're looking at it in 2025, like, could he have got better? Could he have been the best point guard of all time? I don't think he would have been. I disagree with Patrick Beverley. But that's why you're left with this, not doubt. You're left with the question marks. It's like Brandon Roy. Brandon Roy peaked at an insanely high level in 07, 08, etc. And now, because his career ended abruptly in 2011 or whenever he was kind of done, you get it left. Could he have been better? Could he have got to a higher level? When like maybe that was just the best Brandon Roy was going to be. He was just going to sustain it for a while. Maybe like you don't know, but that's what happens when guys' careers get cut short by injury. You get left with the could they have been better as opposed to how good were they. But the Derrick Rose I saw, 2011 Derrick Rose, I still think he's the worst player of that group. But maybe if he would have got to another level in 2015, if he never gets hurt, maybe he is the best player in that group. I don't know. But based off what I saw, because of things outside of Derrick Rose's control, the injuries, I think he's the worst player there. So I would get rid of Derrick Rose.
I think the Derrick Rose situation is a little bit different than the Brandon Roy situation off the strength that Brandon Roy was a little bit older. Like Derrick Rose, he wins the league MVP in 20. He wins the league MVP at age 22. He's only in year 3, right? So being only in year 3, I think that there's so much more there that we could have seen. Like he could have understood the game a little bit better. Not necessarily get more athletic, but at 22 years old, I've seen players who got stronger, right? Who got bigger. And the game slowed down for them. So they became better players. Brandon Roy, he started breaking down. He was like 26, 27 when he started to break down, right? So I think it was a little bit different in the aspect of him. Plus, he had been in the league for 5 or 6 years at that point when we saw him. So we did get to see the all-star level Brandon Roy. Derrick Rose, we got a glimpse of the all-star Derrick Rose. We got a glimpse of the all-pro Derrick Rose. That was the only year he made the all-pro team, which was in 2011. That was it. He didn't do it again after that. That was the last time he did it. So, but I do feel like with him tearing up his knee, and I do understand, Moss, to your point about the injuries, I do feel like at that time, and I remember this, we talked a lot about modern medicine and things not being the death sentence like they used to be. And the word altering, is it more than it is career ending? And yes, it altered Derrick Rose's career, but I didn't expect it to alter his career as much as it did. I didn't.
Right. Can I just point out something? I've seen in the chat they're talking about it, and I know I'm not the only one who brought it up, but I just want to kind of clarify some things and or what my opinion of it is. And I know some of y'all can speak to this. As far as basketball goes, when I said that about athleticism with Derrick Rose and Kyrie Irving and shiftiness, I understand that being shifty and you still got to be athletic to do what Kyrie Irving does. But I think we can all agree that if you lose a little bit of athleticism and lose a little bit of speed, lose a little bit of burst, you can't necessarily just blow by guys on the perimeter, which I think Derrick Rose used to do a lot. Whereas opposed to if I might have lost a little athleticism, but I'm still a shifty player, I can utilize, jab steps, head fakes, it's a double jab, things like that you can still do when you might have lost some athleticism that I think Kyrie Irving will still be able to utilize. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to stop on the dime, catch. You can. He plays basketball like he's playing 3 dribbles. You know what I'm saying? How he utilizes his body and lets the ball hang here for a second and stop and go and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you have to be athletic. But I think when you lose a little bit of athleticism, you can still use your shiftiness and play with the ball a little bit. Head fakes, looking here, crossing right, going left. You know what I'm saying? Things like that you can still do when you lose a little bit of athleticism. But the burst and blow by, you'll never be able to get that back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about. And I just hopefully I could clarify that a little bit.
Kyrie has something that Derrick Rose never had. And this is not a knock to Derrick Rose at all. He just got something a lot of guys don't have. But specifically, we're talking about Derrick Rose. But I'll even throw Westbrook and Allen Iverson in this. Kyrie got something that none of these guys had. And that's just it's a feel for scoring that is just different. Like on all 3 levels. At all 3 levels. Like Kyrie almost looked like he going 50% sometimes. Because he's able to slow himself down and feel his way to different spots. And then when he gets to that spot, how Ox said, he'll throw a pump fake. He'll throw a shoulder fake. And it's just, Kyrie's game is just different. It's like, I can't even describe it. Like when you watch it, like how Marsh said, when you watch it, you see it. Like it's just, it's poetry in motion.
Yeah, I think the game is just really slow for him. It's slower for him than it is for everybody else. He's moving at a completely different pace. People really get distracted by the shooting, the handles, the skill work, and all that stuff. You just don't understand how this dude is dissecting you. And when you look at the great point guards like Kyrie, Steph, they both are seeing things at a different pace than everybody else. Quickly, 2 point guards who peaked before the age of 24. One, Steve Francis. Personally, I think Stevie Franchise peaked in 2001 as well with Vince, and also Ben Simmons. Can you
Yeah.
make a really solid
Yeah.
case that Ben Simmons' first and second year were like the best years of his career, and he just got more notoriety, MVP votes, etc. later on because they were winning more? Like, I don't think we ever saw anything better from Ben Simmons than we saw in his like first 2 years. So, yeah, it's not as rare as you think.
All right. Right quick though, I don't think we got kind of caught up in the whole D Rose thing. I want to ask everybody before I get into these super chats. Once again, who's everybody that you got, or who's the point guard that you're not taking out of Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Derrick Rose, and Allen Iverson? Big Ox, I'm gonna start with you.
So who has to go?
Or if you want to list them all 1 through 4, but more specifically, which one's going?
I don't know if I can rank them 1 through 4, but if one had to go, it would have to be D Rose.
All right, Ox going D Rose. Penn, who you got, or which one's gone for you?
I want to say Russell Westbrook so bad, but I can't. It's obviously D Rose. It's obviously D Rose. I don't want it to be D Rose. I really don't want it to be D Rose, but it got to be D Rose.
Chip, which one's gone for you?
Yeah, same here, man. It gotta be D Rose. Self-explanatory.
This is at their peak, is what I'm understanding. Like this is when they were at their best. Irv is out.
You know, Chill. I'm probably gonna go Derrick Rose, but it's close. Like Derrick Rose and Kyrie's a real discussion.
I'm not gonna argue that point. Yeah, I think Kyrie Irving is a better player, but I'm taking Derrick Rose for what Derrick Rose did when he was at his best.
Chill. I don't know if Kyrie's better than MVP Derrick Rose. I don't know. I really
Kyrie's
don't.
the best player on this list, Ron.
Yeah, I think Kyrie's closer to being the best player than he is to being the worst player.
My thing is, in every scenario that Kyrie played in, if I drop peak Derrick Rose in that scenario, what does he look like? What does he do? I know with LeBron, I know what that is. On the Celtics,
yeah, Derrick Rose played with LeBron in 2018.
Yes,
on the Celtics, when Derrick Rose had a lesser team. Well, I wouldn't say lesser team. Yeah, low key. He had the Bulls team, so we've seen what he did with that Bulls team. I imagine he's going to come with the Celtics and get just as busy. With the Nets, with KD and Harden, I know they were injury riddled and all of that, but I know D Rose is going to get busy in that scenario. And then right now, if I give Derrick Rose Anthony Davis, and I know we haven't seen Kyrie in that scenario yet, but with Anthony Davis, Clay, Cooper Flag, and everybody else that they got, Derrick Rose that might be the best team Derrick Rose ever plays with. So I'm just saying, I know in all these scenarios, Derrick Rose gets busy.
Who's the best co-star in NBA history that if you could just draft a dream scenario for Derrick Rose plus this guy to build a championship team, who is that other player? Would you put like, is it a center? Is it another guard? Is it a wing? Like, who is that? Because it's not LeBron. That I'll tell you 100%. That synergy is oil and water. I don't want that on my team. Kyrie is a perfect blend with LeBron. But who is that player next to Derrick Rose that you would
Derrick
put?
Rose wasn't a.
I give him like
wasn't
a KG type player.
That's what I was thinking. Because he's
what
not
about KD?
KD just fits with everyone.
Yeah. Great.
But I chose KG because of the defense and stuff, and the pick and roll synergy, the pick and pop synergy more so.
So like basically souped up Joakim Noah.
Yeah, love me some Joakim Noah too, by the way.
And if he could shoot threes, because Joakim Noah knocking down the long ball.
Exactly. So you got
how would Derrick Rose look next to how would peak Derrick Rose look next to current Nikola Jokic?
I think everybody looks good with peak Nikola Jokic.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
really
he
interesting.
could really.
Jokic screen is gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
but the ball will run through Jokic. Like when we saw peak Derrick Rose, the ball ran through D Rose. That's why it's hard to think because we never really his peak wasn't long enough for us to like play with those scenarios, right? We know what Kyrie looks like next to so many different guys because he actually did it. Yeah. But when it comes to D Rose, we only saw him with his number 2 was a young Jimmy Butler that wasn't even nobody needed the ball. So it was good for D Rose to come in. He shot 20 shots a game. Like we don't know what he looks like at 15, 10 shots a game at his peak.
Shout out Carlos Boozer too.
They did have their fair share of dribble handles and stuff. Derrick Rose would get off the ball. Now it wasn't optimal for that Bulls team because their offense was bad outside of Derrick Rose. But he got off the ball. So just imagine replacing those dribble handoffs with Joe Kim with Jokic. It's probably better.
Yeah, but I think everybody looks good with Jokic. I think you need to really know how to shoot though. Because like I said, the ball's gonna be in Jokic's hands a lot, bro. So it's like you got to be able to move off that ball, spot up in that corner. Like that's what
Derrick Rose was a good cutter though.
With Jokic, he's a good cutter, but he's a good ball dominant PG.
Yeah. I think it'll make it work. I think they make it work. Though.
I mean, he didn't make it work anywhere else as not the, you know what I'm saying? As not the guy.
He didn't have many
in today's game or just overall. I like Derrick Rose with Scottie Pippen. I like Derrick Rose with Anthony Davis. I like Derrick Rose with Dwight Howard. I love him with Dwight Howard. I think that pick and dive. I think that pick and dive would work. Dwight Howard cleaning glass and how fast Derrick Rose is in transition, and Dwight Howard running in transition. I think they would be really good. I don't love, to your point, Marth, I don't love him as much with Gasol as I do with KG, but I love him with Amari Stoudemire, though. Yes, I love him with Amari Stoudemire. I think he'd be really good with him.
Prime Arvydas Sabonis. There you go. There's the perfect,
perfect
fit. Perfect.
Arvydas Sabonis, 1988 Arvydas Sabonis, he would be what Joker is with Jamal Murray. That's what it would look like.
He protects the rim, Joe.
Oh, so he better than Jokic. Yeah,
I can't leave that part out. Yeah, he will block shots.
And he's 7'3". Let's not leave that part out either.
He is every bit of that too, by the way. Like ain't nothing 6'9" or 6'10" about him. He cleared. He was noticeably taller than David Robinson. Noticeably.
All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get into these crunch time chats. I appreciate everybody that's watching the video. If you are watching the video, whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you're at, make sure to get over to YouTube, subscribe, become a member, like the video, and also follow us across all platforms. Let's get into these super chats and see what the people had to say about what we had to say.
Mars, is this your burner? Smooth tube?
Oh, sends in dollars. Hey, man, I guess
go buy some tomatoes, bro. Go buy some actual tomatoes.
Mars, tilt your head down a little bit.
No.
That is Mars. Yes.
All right.
Doppelganger.
The first super chat I got is from Tupac Westside. Tupac sent $20 and said, "Morning, gents. What's your thoughts on Molly Querim leaving ESPN? I wish her well, but I wasn't a fan, to be honest. She interrupted the panelists and interjected her thoughts. The opposite of what a mediator is supposed to do, in my opinion."
No, sound like the host of our show.
Yeah, he sends in a message to you, Ron.
That's what it sounds like.
Right.
Sound like the host of our show. Get Ron off the court. Yo, he killing us. Ron is killing us. Get him off.
All right, no, I see what's going on here. I see.
Shout out.
That's cold. That's cold because they just want Molly just to sit around, look pretty, and be quiet. Like she can't talk. Like damn, Molly's not allowed to say anything. It's just cold, man.
And on top of that, she did know what she was talking about when she talked. It wasn't like she was just running her mouth. Like she did have some really good insight when she did talk. She didn't take over the show, like some other hosts that we know about. She didn't do that. Right, she would let the other panelists, get it all. She would let, and if Stephen A. said something wild, she was like, "Wait a minute." Or if Shannon said something wild, or Skip said something wild Skip wasn't there when she was there. But when they said something wild, yeah, she would definitely interject, and she would give her opinion. But I mean, I like Molly. I do. I like Molly. She was dope.
Yeah, she definitely was dope. I feel like when you have a show that's big, man, like everybody involved is a superstar now. Even if she's just the moderator, like she became a household name damn near. Everybody knew who Molly was. And when you're a household name, you get a seat at the table, man. Sometimes she probably thought like, everybody know me, man. My opinion matters too. She might cut people off every now and then, but she's just trying to get hers off. So everybody's just trying to further their career, man. You might start as a moderator, you might get picked up for a show. Everybody's ambitious. She was probably just playing her part, just in her mind is just trying to get in where she fits in. But shout out to her.
Yeah, and also as a moderator, you got to move the show forward sometimes. So that means you have to cut people off to go to the next thing.
So what do you call somebody that moves the show backwards?
You still moving the show?
This one right here. This one right over here.
A reverse moderator. I will say, a person that moved on from Molly Kareem was Jalen Rose. I stand with Jalen Rose. So good luck, Molly.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna be moving on from the show that she was on. I know I'm not gonna be watching no more. But shout out to that show, whatever it is.
I wasn't watching to begin with, so shout out to
All
her.
right.
Molly got me through some hard times, man.
Facts. Best of luck to Molly wherever she goes next. All right, y'all. Next up, we have a super chat from SmoothTube. Smooth said, I just heard Chill call Mars an eye test guy. Mars' transformation over the course of 3 years is like if Shaq started shooting threes. Dub 180, dub growth.
Making a burner just to glaze yourself. That's rich, Mars. Okay, cool.
I am rich.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Mars being rich. The next super chat is from No Cap Prince. No Cap said, if you guys haven't seen the potential penalties for the Clippers and Kawhi dropped, I sent them to you on IG, Ron.
What are
Have
they?
you guys seen these?
Because no, I haven't.
You go down to the G League, play against Isaiah Crawford and Isaiah Mobley.
She say.
Well, we've already had.
I think people care. So I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they 100% care, no doubt about that.
I mean, I know why you don't care. I don't care, but people care. People absolutely care.
What I'm saying,
All right,
though, Ron, is go ahead. I'm sorry, Ron. Go ahead.
So these are the potential penalties for the Clippers and Kawhi for circumventing the cap. Here we go. So Kawhi's punishments, they will void his contract and prohibit him from re-signing with the Clippers. They'll also require him to return the money from aspiration. There will be a fine of up to $350,000, and then the Clippers penalties / personal punishments. They'll fine the Clippers for up to $7.5 million. They'll forfeit draft picks, and they'll suspend Steve Ballmer or other teams' personnel for up to a year and fine them for $1 million each.
Where did this come from, Ron? Who's saying that these could be the potential?
Via the New York Times.
Returning money.
Like that source?
Who?
I mean, I just want to know, like, who's saying this? Who's in charge of these, like, these stipulations or whatever? Who's in charge?
Well,
of
the
this?
New York Times have a
They should have
cozy
gave that
relationship.
aspiration deal to Bradley Beal. They could have got off his money without having to buy him out.
That's
Might have to
true.
be the new move.
And you had an answer for that? Who's the authority? Like, who's in charge of laying the law? Like, who's Johnny Law in this situation? Who's going to be the one that says this is your penalties?
It's going to be Adam Silver. Adam Silver has to make the decision here, right? And unfortunately, his career as an NBA commissioner started with a Clippers owner scandal, right? Which was the previous owner who got caught saying some pretty nasty things on tape. And washing him out and pulling in Steve Ballmer as the good guy here. And now Steve Ballmer's the bad guy. So I think this is going to be very important because a lot of teams are watching right now to see, okay, what is the penalty for tampering? What is the penalty for cap circumvention? Because if this is not a hard hitter, if this is not that hurts, and believe me, $7.5 million does not hurt. It does not hurt. If the pursuit of it, think about it this way: if Giannis becomes a free agent and I can offer him money under the table, and my penalty for getting caught is $7.5 million, I'm doing that 100 times out of 100. If the penalty was $70 million, I would do it.
The Clippers
That's
just got
what they're
caught.
doing it anyway. That's why Mark is defending it, because now the owners are thinking the opposite of what you think they're thinking. Pin. The owners are like, damn, so we can't do that no more. Like, are you serious? Like, wait. What do you mean we can't circumvent? We can't get guys. If anything, they're mad at Steve Ballmer. Like, Steve, why are you being so arrogant about it? You know you're supposed to do it this way. That's all that's happening.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I think cap circumvention happens all the time. I just don't think it happens as stupidly as it has here, as paper trailed as it does here, right? So I don't know. I look at this as like, you got to make an example out of him because it's such a big deal. Everyone's watching, and publicly you cannot show that this isn't a big deal to you. You can't slap him on the wrist with a couple of first round picks. It can't be it, right?
Well, the plus side, and Ox and I had this conversation. The plus side is that we have precedent for this, and we have something to go off of. This is not a monumental case where we've never seen anything like this before. Yes, we did. We saw this in 1999 with Minnesota, where they tried to circumvent the cap, and with Joe Smith, they end up losing. They end up losing Joe Smith. They end up losing those first round draft picks, which wrecked them, by the way, Penn. Those 5-1s, because Minnesota is not New York. Minnesota is not Miami, where we just get guys.
They turned it to 3, right?
Was it 3 or 5?
It was initially 5, and I think it eventually became 4 or 3.
Which still wrecked them. Which still wrecked them, because again, Minnesota is not a place that's, you know, a free agent, you know, haven where free agents are like, yo, I want to come play in Minnesota. Sure. No, we need our draft picks 100%. The Clippers, on the other hand, even though it is Los Angeles, they still need their draft picks too, right? So in addition to them needing their draft picks, they lose money, which Steve Ballmer could write a check. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it's $10 million.
Mm-hmm.
He could write a check for $10 million. The reason why Mark Cuban is having such an issue with this, and the reason why Mark Cuban is speaking so loud about this, Chip, is because that's his man. If this was the owner of Charlotte, if this was the owner of the Portland Trailblazers, we wouldn't be happy. We wouldn't be hearing this from him. But he's doing that because that's his man. And because it's his man, it makes him look bad. Yo, I'm coming to my man's defense. But I think in the end, this whole Steve Ballmer thing, what I would love to see, just for the drama of the show, Ox, I would love to see what everybody said could happen. Like, number one, they would void Kawhi Leonard's contract.
Right. That
trade that happened, okay, that doesn't happen, which means the SGA now got to go back to the Clippers. Right. In addition to SGA having to go back to the Clippers,
it's not.
What did we get here?
Oh my God! What did OKC do?
Yeah, I'm confused. How did we get here?
Well, if we're voiding the contract, right? If we're voiding the contract,
this is the wrong contract, Joe.
What's that got to do with Paul George?
Because my man, what's his name? Ain't even in the league no more, right? My man, you know what I'm talking about
right now.
Gallo?
Yeah, Gallinari, he's not in the league no more, right?
Another guy who tore his ACL, but
okay,
yes.
well,
missed 18
so
months.
What this has to do with Paul George? Okay, so if we're rescinding this, Paul George got traded from Oklahoma City to the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
In a separate
those first round picks. Okay, in a separate deal. Whoa.
In a separate deal from Kawhi.
Yeah, that's right.
Different transactions.
You're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct.
OKC shall keep Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. Yeah.
Well, wait, because they're gonna say somewhere down the line, Kawhi strong arm that deal, so we got to take that back. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna say, so yeah, Kawhi because Kawhi's a big bad bully running around the NBA, strong arming billionaires now.
Well, his uncle did strong arm some people. I will say this, Joe.
He's strong arming the soft ass Toronto Raptors.
Shout out Dennis from Inglewood.
You got it, bro. So, Chill, do you know how much Steve Ballmer makes in dividends per year?
I think he makes something crazy like $100,000 a minute or something goofy like that.
No, dividends from his Microsoft stock. So obviously Steve Ballmer, former CEO, $1.1 billion.
Just a year.
Yeah, I make $800 a year on dividends. This guy makes $1.1 billion.
That's what's up, Steve, because you put in that work early, Steve. Good job, Steve. Congratulations. We're not mad at you for being rich.
I'm not mad at him for being rich. What I'm saying is billing this guy $10 million is like billing me 12 cents. It makes no difference.
That's a check that never stops, by the way. So that billion.
I mean, $10 million is still going to be $10 million regardless.
It is. It still is.
Nothing. But that's what people don't understand. It's nothing.
It's $10 million.
When you have 153,
you want to take half his wealth to make his pockets hurt for circumventing the salary cap?
Half his wealth wouldn't make him hurt. That's not the issue. No, you have to take something that cannot be replaced.
You have to take the team
I
away
didn't know
from
Steve Ballmer killed somebody, man. God damn.
All he was doing was making a separate deal. That's all he was doing.
I don't know why you decided to waste segment after segment after segment trying to make light of cap circumvention. Yeah, you do. Okay,
you're talking. You want.
This is competitive balance.
Bankrupt.
If this doesn't,
this guy to go bankrupt.
Did I say I want him to go bankrupt?
We got rules, but to Penn's point, we do have rules.
Ox having a conversation with me, and then also like some figment of imagination of me who's saying shit that I'm not saying. I didn't say I want him to go bankrupt. I said billing him $10 million doesn't do anything. That's what I said.
It depends on what.
And then you invented whatever the hell you thought that meant.
That's good on him for having enough money to where when you fire me, I'm too big to fail, baby. Fire me. Like that's
so
not.
You gotta hit him where it hurts.
That's not up to us. That's not. Look, that's called cruel and unusual
draft picks.
This is America.
Draft picks.
This is America.
Take away the Clippers.
I can't change the law because you got more money than everybody else.
Steve Ballmer got enough money to buy the league, yo.
So you just got to take away the franchise from him.
He got enough money to buy the league. He could go to Adam Silver and go, "Yo, I want to buy the league."
Mm-hmm.
He could do
buy
that.
out every other owner. That way he guarantees himself a championship. Chill. He owns all 30 teams.
Hey, Steve, if they kick you off the Clippers, I know a great place you could come. I know a nice needle you would like.
Oh man.
Go home, Steve.
Yeah, bring your talents right on back to Bellevue.
No. They're gonna run him out of California.
I'm comfortable.
I'm Steve Ballmer, man. Take away.
To be honest with you,
there's some trees.
I don't understand.
No, I'm not going that far.
It's like why does it seem like I'm tripping? Chill. Why am I tripping? I'm saying if this is the fine for whatever it is, right? Charge him the fine. Charge him the fee. Whatever the fee is, charge it. We can't just say, "Oh, well, you're richer than this owner, so we're going to charge you 30 times more than what we would for him if he did the same thing."
They do that to players. I thought you were player first. Yep. They do that to players. Yeah, they don't.
Isn't the fine for flopping $5,000 regardless?
That
so that's what I'm saying. You're telling me
isn't the fine for a technical players? Isn't the fine for a technical?
Other penalties for players, things that are beyond the normal. They always bill the more the max players a little bit more than they bill.
No. But I'm talking about if there's a guideline to this, Pin. I'm saying if there's a guideline to this. If I do something, let's say, because if you're player first, right? You're player first. You're telling me that if Steph Curry does the same thing that say. I don't know who's a young point guard that doesn't have as much money as Steph. I don't know anybody. If they do something and Steph does the same thing, you're telling me they're gonna fine Steph more because he has more money.
In some cases, yes.
Like
Fred
what?
VanVleet. Okay, like if you flip off a referee, that's up to the league to bill you 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000.
And you're saying they determine that based on your salary?
They determine that based on the infraction, based on your past behavior.
Is it based on the salary?
And your salary, yes, it's part of it.
They told you that, or you're?
Are you making this up and lying to me right now, Pin, or is this
no?
Because he does that sometimes, Ron. Sometimes he does that.
You got it.
Pin. Are you doing it?
Yeah, I'm just curious. I just want to know, like, they told you that this is what they do, or you're projecting?
Pin? Huh?
But no. Because
okay, I'm gonna look up all the league fines right now. I'm gonna
you lied to me without knowing. See, that's crazy, bro.
That's not lying.
But the whole time I thought you loved me, bro. You up here lying to me.
There's a reason why, but there's a reason why guys don't get in. There's a reason why guys don't get into fights. There's a reason why guys don't get as many technical fouls, because I don't make as much money as that dude does. So I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to miss a game check. I can't afford to pay $25,000 for a fine. I can't afford to pay $35,000 for that. Steph Curry can. Jimmy Butler can. I can't afford to do that. And let's not make like these fines are all universal, because one tech is not the same as the fifth tech.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, those are different.
It goes up, right? Yeah, it goes up.
And mind you, I don't know.
But it's not saying if you make 40 million and get 5 techs, you get fined more than if you're on a minimum and get 5 techs. I don't think that's the case.
Right. And that's what I'm asking, because mind you, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not really curious. Do they do that in the NBA? If they do, I think that's wrong.
I think do that? Okay, keep going. But
I'm asking you, Chill. If you know, do you know, Chill?
But
okay.
I think
so. Pull it back. You don't could call me a liar and get away with it.
I mean,
2020.
You were telling the truth. You didn't know you were telling.
Yeah, you didn't did it. You didn't did it now. Get his ass, Pin.
Okay, I'm asking to get educated.
Come on, Pin. I got you. Let me get him up out of here.
I asked you to zip it. Jakar Sampson in 2020 was billed $12,900 for kicking, kneeing, and the penalty here is striking, kicking, or kneeing. So these are all the infractions for striking, kicking, and kneeing. Jakar Sampson, $13,000. Jamal Murray, Marcus Morris, Dennis Schroeder, and PJ Tucker. This is, by the way, when Jamal Murray was still on his rookie deal or before he signed his first max. All $25,000. Giannis Antetokounmpo, $178,226. Sorry, $226. Which means that Giannis was billed.
What did he do?
You were backstage.
But what did Giannis do? What did Giannis
striking? He was suspended 1 game, striking, kicking, kneeing.
Okay, now I want to see what happened. That's opinion.
Well, that's what YouTube is for. Go
what
YouTube.
Year was this? What year?
No, the burden is on you. You're the liar. I don't got to prove nothing. The burden falls on your shoulders.
I'm the liar?
Well, yeah, you lied to me, bro. So.
I didn't lie to you. I told you this is exactly how the league works, and I'm telling you, Giannis got billed more than PJ, Dennis, Marcus, Jamal, and Jakar. You don't know who Jakar is? That's why he got paid. That's why he got billed 13,000.
Is this when he headbutted someone?
What I'm saying, what did he do? What did he do? I need to. I want to know, like, what was the difference? Stop lying. I will stop calling you a liar if you stop lying to me. What happened?
Ain't nobody lied to you, bro. Nobody lied to you.
All right, y'all. We about to go ahead and move.
You're fighting ghosts right now.
We about to go ahead and move forward because Chip, I need to hear your top 10 all-time players. I don't know if you brought your top 10 current players. I would like to hear that.
Okay.
But right quick, before we get into that, though, I just got a couple things that I got to let the people know about. And y'all know that it is Splash Sports. Here's where you can compete against other fans and win Splash Cash, and you don't have to worry about the cheating ass house on the back end trying to rob you of everything you got. Instead, you could pick on inferior basketball or football minds or baseball, WNBA, whatever the sport may be. You can pick on other fans that don't know as much as you, and they aren't as versed as you in the sport that you love and in the sport that you are competent in. So go to Splash Sports, download it, make your picks. The link is in the description, and you can win Splash Cash. And here's the thing, y'all. I can show you better than I can tell you. So, as you can see right here on the screen, I don't want to be a liar like some people up here. I want to tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, I told you guys that we have an NFL Pick'em contest. Let me zoom in. And it is free to enter. As you can see, I told you it's $1,500. And I told you that, well, it's only 20 people in the contest. But as you can see down here, this is a guaranteed contest. The payout amounts will not change if the contest doesn't fail. So, like I said, these 20 people, including myself, are going to get paid out no matter what, whether you join or whether you don't. But I would encourage you to join because, well, these payouts are guaranteed, as you can see right here on the screen. But also, too, the contest ends Sunday at 10 a.m. Now, as you can see, join PC Week 3 NFL Pick'em for your shot at $1,500 in Splash Cash. Splash credits will be paid out to the winners. Make your picks and play for the win. Y'all, it is free entry. You don't have to put up a single dollar to enter, but you can leave richer. So do that, and then you can go in here and you can learn exactly how the contest works, yada, yada, yada. But once again, I'm urging you to get in here for free and get your opportunity to cash out on some nice incentives that you can get. Thank me later, y'all. All right, Chip, talk to us, my man. You got a top 10 all-time and a top 10 current. Where are you at? Which one you want to start with, or which one do you want to do?
Let me start with this all-time top 10. Let me go there.
Let's go
Let's
all
get
time.
into it.
What we got?
All time. So at 10, I'm gonna go 10-1. At 10, I got Steph.
Curry
Revolutionized the game. Greatest shooter of all time. He can hang his hat on that, if nothing else. He changed the game. 9, I got Bird, still respected. Dynasty with the Celtics for so many years, dominated the 80s. Bird got to be up there. 8, I got Kobe. 8, Kobe, self-explanatory, Mamba.
Mm-hmm.
7, I got Tim Duncan. I do think that, Duncan in the Spurs and, what he had with Pop, significance to the game, played at a high level, like basically no drop-off. The only drop-off was, you can argue, his last year of playing basketball. 6, Wilt. I mean, I never watched the 100-point game, but, Wilt, I think it's just, 100 points in the game. Come on, man. Like, I don't know how to justify that one. 5, we got Shaq. I think Shaq was a bit more significant to the Lakers than Kobe in their three-peat. And also, I think that him going to Miami and doing it on his own, I think that's just solidified that, he's him, bro. Probably arguably one of the more dominant players to ever play basketball. I think that's got to come for something. 4, we got Magic. Also revolutionized the game, 6'8" PG. We see a lot of Magic copies now. He literally changed how we think about basketball. That's the top point guard in the world. Nobody, come on, man. We talk about running the team. We talk about Showtime. Magic is different. 3, I got
Eat it, haters.
Is that
Mars in particular? Mars in particular. Mars in particular, but keep going.
So Chip, he's basically just telling the haters to shut up. That's it. Go ahead, at 3.
Keep going. That's at number 3.
3, we got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? I think when you talk about significance to the sport of basketball, not even just NBA. I mean, NBA is great. What you did in NBA is great. To the sport of basketball, won in the high school level, won at the college level. Also, don't forget his extended years he played in college. So if he comes in the league 2-3 years earlier, he might have an extra 3K on his scoring record. That was the guy that LeBron was chasing. Everybody think LeBron was chasing MJ. No, he wasn't chasing MJ. He was chasing Kareem because Kareem was at the top of that list, scoring all time. I'm talking about. And then 2, I got Bron. I mean, you go either way, 1 or 2, but 2, I got Bron. I mean, it's Bron. The only thing I think that I give Jordan the edge is mentality. I know it's cliche, but Jordan's number 1, obviously, to me, because this is not just about stats. Like, my top 10 is not just about stats on the paper. It's like, how important were you to the game of basketball? How important were you to the league? And I think that the way that Jordan approached the game, I think those kinds of competitive freaks are just like, you get one every 40, 50 years. Funny enough, I think Terrence Crawford has the same like competitive streak where it's just like the way he thinks about the game, the way he's obsessed about the game is just on another level. But LeBron is 2, MJ 3, and I think that's all time.
MJ's 1. MJ's 1.
That's all time.
Chamberlain. Where'd you have Chamberlain at?
I had Chamberlain at 6. Yeah, I had Chamberlain at 6.
Yeah.
What do y'all?
No Bill Russell.
I know. So that's what I struggle with.
That's the problem. That's why the list.
That's what I struggled with.
No Bill Russell on the list. No Hakeem Olajuwon on the list.
And Hakeem, I mean, obviously that's like 11, 12 for me. I mean, those 2 guys. But one thing I do want to point out too, because I think this is something that gets overlooked. Basketball is a big man's game. Like, people we're so programmed in today's day and age where everybody's worried about your bag. Oh, he got a bag. All these 1s and 2s. Basketball, if you have a really great big man, like on this list, there's 2 guards on my list. Magic and Steph. And nobody, Kobe and Jordan too, but I mean like real true PGs. If you have a really dominant big, you have a chance of doing something special. And that's why I think Wemby is like the one of this generation that can like creep in, the next generation. Wemby is on, like, he's knocking on the window. I see, it's in him. It's in him. And that kind of brings me to my current top 10. If you guys want me to get into that right now, I can get into that right now.
Is Wemby right here knocking on the window? You can't come in yet, yo. You need
he can't come in yet. No, he got a lot. He got a lot to do. Yeah, he got a lot to do.
He's knocking on the second story window.
I see him. You're like a giraffe. You're like bent down.
Yo, Chip, before we get into your current top 10, I just want to ask you a couple questions about just top 10s in general. What's the lowest, hypothetically speaking, that you could see LeBron James being ranked in somebody's top 10?
And what would you say about a person who had him at 5 or 7 all time?
Or 9. Or 9.
That's personal.
Who has him
or
9?
7?
He's talking down.
Like, we gotta take feelings out of this, man.
8, not 9. 8.
We gotta take feelings out of this. I mean, if somebody is number 1,
that's not possible. But I mean, I guess
if somebody is number 1,
how you feel
in points, and he's got 4 or 5 rings. He's got 4 rings, and he's done it with 3 different teams, and he's been dominating the game, like athletically, skill wise, like from multiple positions. And he in his peak, he guards multiple, like this play, like the lowest.
Let me ask you this question, Chip. From like when would you say we got like prime LeBron James in your estimation? Like, what year is prime LeBron James?
I would say 07, 08.
Okay, so that's when it starts. When do you think he was the best player in the league?
I would say 07, 08.
And how long do you think he was the best player in the league?
Consistently? Because there might be 1 or 2 years where somebody came in and was like, he stole a year here or there. But
so at minimum he's 2. At minimum he's 2.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
The best player in the league in your estimation, how many years? Because you said in his prime in 07, 08, that's when it starts.
I'll say this. I'll say in 2020, that was like maybe the last year where it's like Jokic didn't do it yet. He actually beat Jokic in the playoffs, right? Giannis didn't do it yet. I'd say probably 2020, 2021 is like the last time you can say surefire, this guy is number one, head and shoulders above everybody else.
That sounds
no
like about
Steph, no
14 years.
Kawhi, no KD.
That's what that sounds like.
Like I said,
That
so
sounds
maybe
about-
Kawhi might have stole a year, you know what I mean? But it wasn't anything consistent. Yeah.
So let's
and
just
if he
say
wasn't
for
number
sake
one,
of
he would have been
argument-
two.
So let's say for sake of argument that he stole that year in 19, right? Let's say that. And I don't know, maybe another year. So that sounds like 14 years. 12 of those 14 years, I'm the best player in the league. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Is it a question whether or not I'm the best player, or is there somebody next to me?
I don't think it's.
We talking about him. We talking about, we ain't talking about me. We talking about him. We talking about Chip right here. So
yeah, I don't think anybody can question that. Nobody can question that.
So if that's if that's the case,
couldn't question that at all. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, is the best player in the game 12 out of 14 years.
Yeah.
Oh man.
My only thing, Chip, is with you saying 07, 08. So Chill asked you when did LeBron get into his peak? So you believe the first year he jumped into his peak or prime. So you believe the first year he jumped into his prime is the first year he became the best player in the league.
Yeah. And I think it was brewing. So 07, 08, that's when he took the Cavs to the championship, right? 2006. So 2006. So when he did that, when he was on his finals round, I don't know if you guys remember the press, like they was ready to crown him right there. This is the next thing coming. And then that next year.
Well, you know, Chip, you know, they gobblers.
Yeah, next. Yeah, next. For sure. I mean, there's articles them saying Anthony Edwards is the next thing coming. I'm not going to say the best player in the league.
Nobody
who was the next? Who was coming, Mars?
I can't find articles saying Anthony Edwards is the next great thing, the next Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but look how. But Anthony Edwards got a lot of hurdles.
He's the best in the league.
Man. Anthony Edwards got a lot of people to jump over. I feel like at that time it was like, okay, the moment was kind of set.
Like, oh my god, that's all it was. Just Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Was Dirk in that conversation, Mars?
If you want to have that conversation, you can have it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Chill. Hell yeah, he was in that conversation. Yes,
you guys think Dirk? If you guys think Dirk was better than Kobe, yeah, go believe that.
I just said in the conversation. I ain't say he was better than him. I just said in the conversation. So these are the people that I got to jump. How about is Duncan still in the conversation in 2007, 2008 is the best player in the league?
You think he is?
Okay, so I got
see. That's
jump
in. So wait, you think? So hold on. Who do you think Kobe is better than? Like is Kobe over Duncan to you?
I think Kobe's a better player than Tim Duncan. Yes.
On what grounds? You talking about just skill, like just
the basketball court, the hardwood. Yeah.
The hardwood.
But I don't think they peaked at the same times. I think like in 03, I think Duncan was better. But by 07, yeah, Kobe's better. And that's the year we're talking about. Yeah, I think Kobe's better. Quite clearly. To be honest.
I think 05 was the line. 05 was when, for me, when Kobe became better than Tim Duncan.
I think that's.
And you think he maintained that?
Until he tore his Achilles.
So that's
that
6
was
more
26.
Years.
That was 2013. He tore his Achilles.
Yeah,
so until that point,
6 more years.
And then the last 3 years we kind of just don't include for Kobe's career. They just didn't happen. Because
But I got Bron in 09.
I got Bron in 09.
I got Bron in 2012.
Yeah, I disagree strongly with Bron. I got Bron in 09. I think it's not even a question in 09, if I'm being honest. Bron is the best player in the world.
I think you guys really forget how good Kobe was in 11 and 12. Like
no,
I really think you guys
LeBron James. I'm talking
forget.
About LeBron James.
Yeah, still a flawed James, but all right. But
you can be flawed and still be the best player. And LeBron, flawed.
And this is where the divide comes with. And this is where the divide comes with.
Got something to say, y'all. D-Wade got something.
D-Wade for sure got something to say.
I don't know what
D-Wade has some years.
Yeah, like he got. You know what you have to say? Thank you, LeBron, for being the best player on my team. That's what you got to say.
Them boxing
gloves. In 11?
Come on,
in 11?
Oh, 09? Oh, yeah, D-Wade had a hell of a season in 09. Amazing amazing season.
You guys will jump.
Bron was a better player.
You guys will jump on me, and Mars will put them boxing gloves and basically pop. When Bird and Magic came in the league at the same time, and I say Magic was better than Bird after 87, and Mars will tell me, well, when he got old, that's when he got better than him. But then turn around when Kobe Bryant became better than Tim Duncan, which was 07, was when Duncan got old, even though they came in the league at the same
I
time.
was talking about 07 specifically.
Yeah, but one of them came in as a
Kobe was
4-year
better.
senior, and the other one came in as a 17-year-old high
Tim
schooler.
Duncan was better
And-
early.
and
Kobe
ju-
was
and just so we-
better
and just so we
later,
clear-
and I just think
And
Kobe
just so
was a
we
better
clear,
player, period.
Penn, just so we clear, Penn, Bird was 5 years removed from school when he came into the league. Magic only played 2 years. That's
Right.
it. He played
So
2 years at Michigan State.
so whenever people argue that Larry Bird was better for the first 5 years of their career, it's not necessarily arguing apples and apples.
But I just think
get
Bird
that.
is a better player than Magic. I've
Cool.
been on that.
Yes.
Yeah, like so. To
I get
Chill's
it.
point, it's
I
not.
thought that
It's
for-
not
You don't
just
think
Bird
Magic's
was
a
better
top
the
10
first
player.
7 years. No, I think Bird was better for longer and peaked higher. When it comes to Kobe and Duncan,
For
I
real.
think they peaked at different times. I still think Kobe probably peaked higher, and I still value what he did over the course of his career, even though they peaked at different times. Same as what Bird and Magic. Bird peaked from like 84 to like 86. Magic peaked from like 87 to 90. So different times, but I think Bird's peak was a better player. Not to mention all the other years, I think Bird overall was still better. So I don't think that's really comparable. Like,
Yeah, but
the only comparison is that they peaked at different years, but everything else, I'm still remaining consistent.
yeah, but Mars, my big thing with what was just said a moment ago is that one player played this long in high school, this long in college, overseas, this and that. Y'all keep trying to make basketball a fair playing field, and it's not. I don't care where you came from. You're a pro. I'm a pro. I'm better. I don't care. Like none of that other stuff matters. To me, it doesn't matter.
Tim Duncan
I
came
think-
in at 22. Yes, he was a top 5 player from day one. Just because Kobe had to play the first 4 years to catch up, that doesn't take away from Tim Duncan. Now, the counter argument would be by the time Kobe was 22, he was a top 5 player on the planet. So, like, you can still. Kobe was 22 in 01, right?
Yes. He turned
By the time
22
Kobe was 22, he was a top 5 player on the planet. So, like, the same thing still applies, but Tim Duncan was like that from day one. I don't do the thing, how good were you as a rookie? I just do, like, how many years were you this good? Like, whether you peaked in year 1 or you peaked in year 11, I don't care. Just how good were you over the course of your career? The order in which it happened, some people decline earlier because of injuries or because they just regress earlier. Some people peak really early. Some people peak really late. Like, it doesn't matter the order in which these things happen, as long as you're giving me these cumulative years. I just don't understand how you can say LeBron was the best player in the league for 14 years and then say he's not the greatest. I don't understand.
12 of the 14 years. That's where I
It
was
just
at
doesn't
with it.
make
Well, it wasn't
MJ
12
played
or
a whole
14.
15 years, and you're saying basically MJ's whole length of career, LeBron was the best player in the league.
A player who
Oh,
just gets consistently slept
that's
on in the 07, 08, 08, 09 seasons is Chris Paul.
Oh, for sure.
That dude
Amazing
was
player.
insane.
very wrong.
Ron,
They're
you
very
making the
wrong.
I
nasty
thought you was
face.
hey, when you did this, I thought you was gonna say somebody. Chris Paul.
Chris Paul was runner-up to MVP when Kobe Bryant won it. Do you remember that? He was
Yes.
the runner-up.
And some people think Chris Paul should have won.
They were doing everything that they could to get. They were doing everything they could to keep that league.
Still wasn't a top 5 player in the NBA.
Everything.
Yes, he was.
In 08,
He was incredible.
I
First of all-
got Bron, Kobe. Chris was top 5.
Chris
Just
Paul,
going that, yeah, Chris was top
Chris
5.
Paul in
in my top 5.
07,
I'll say that, he in my
08,
top 5.
08, 09. That 2 year,
Hey.
right? We were talking earlier about like players who peaked early.
He
That
wasn't better
is
than
his
Melo.
peak
He wasn't
Hey,
better
in a
than-
hey, yo, Penn.
Sure, he
He
was.
wasn't
Hey,
better.
I
hey,
disagree, I disagree.
Peninox. We'll get back to this in a second. I know
Sorry,
my
you
man
keep the
Chip
slide?
gotta leave.
Mm.
I know my man Chip gotta leave. Chip, the next time you come up here, we'll get your top 10 current players and we'll get into all of that. Appreciate you for pulling up. One more time, let the people know where they can find you at and where they can understand your basketball expertise.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having me on, man. It's a great experience, man. At Chip Overseas on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That's it.
Chip,
Tell
where you go
him,
to
Chip.
school?
Go learn
forgot to
something.
ask you.
I went to Adelphi University in Long
Okay.
Island.
All right.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Okay. That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
up. Well, good to meet you, my man. Absolutely.
All right.
Jersey in the house.
Peace, yo.
Yes, sir.
Yo,
Always.
when these
right.
other podcasts stop being scared and finally want to play some basketball, we might got to call you to put the jersey on, bro. So stay ready, man. Stay ready.
All right, y'all know where to find me at.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Bet.
sir.
Good to talk
All
to
right,
you, brother.
appreciate y'all.
I think where the divide, Mars, is with us, because like you said, you were being consistent. I think that's where you and I divide, because I think Magic passed Bird in '87. Now, I do think that Bird was a better player than him, but I do think that Magic improved significantly once Jabbar started slowing down. I think his ability to score got a lot better. And I didn't know that Magic could score like that until Jabbar started slowing down and Magic had the ball in his hands more as a scorer. I already knew the distributor that he was. And I don't think that, and I hear this, and I don't like to bring it up a lot of times, but I hear this from people, Magic didn't play defense. Okay, well, he wasn't good at defense. Let's be clear about something. He did play defense. He just wasn't that good as an on-ball defender. No. Just like Joker plays defense. He just ain't good at it. That's the problem. And I think that Magic, he improved at a lot of that stuff once Jabbar started slowing down. Because is Jabbar as good a rim protector as Jabbar is, and I'm not going to argue that Jabbar wasn't the anchor on their defense. He relied on Jabbar so much that he could let guys funnel in. He can funnel guys into the paint. He would stay with them, but he could funnel guys into the paint. Well, no more Jabbar. Jabbar is over. So I got to do a better job in trying to stay in front of guys now. And I think that the effort changed. And I think a lot of the stuff that Magic did later on in his career, which is why I think he passed Larry Bird. I'm not just talking about the injury to Larry Bird's back. I'm just talking about as Magic started to improve even more and Bird started to slow down. That's why I feel like he passed Bird, just as a player.
Most of that I agree with. I don't know where the divide would be. Besides the defense point, I think Magic's defense was way worse once he got to 87. But everything else, yeah, he became a better scorer once Kareem slowed down, all of that, larger burden on offense. He had to do more. I agree with all of that stuff. So I don't know where the divide really is. I agree with everything you said, besides the defense point. I don't know, just when I look at Larry Bird's career and I look at Magic Johnson's career, 84 to 86, I think, is the highest peak anyone not named Michael Jordan had in the 80s.
Player in the game. I don't think he was the best player.
I think when they both entered the league, I think Larry Bird was the third best player in the league, fourth at a push from day one. I think he was better than Magic every year, all the way up until 1986, all the way up until 1987. And then even once you get past 1987, Larry Bird didn't start like 1989, I think, is the first year where Larry Bird is like washed. Like, he's still really good in 87 and 88. I just think Magic is now probably the best player in the league, or second to Michael Jordan.
I think he should have won the league MVP in 88. I'm on record saying that.
Like, Larry Bird was still really good. Like, if you want to do it from a box score perspective, like the Larry Bird that I'm saying is worse than Magic Johnson, averaged 39 and 6 on 50, 40, 90.
That's correct. That's the year I thought he should have won the league.
It's not like Magic Johnson had just leapt to a level when Larry Bird was declining. I'm giving Magic credit for being better than that version of Bird, but Bird didn't start like really falling off until the 80s ended. But like for most of the 80s, he was a better player, in my opinion. Plus having a higher peak. Like, I'm fine with people who think Magic's better than Bird. That's not what throws me off. Like, if you think Magic and Bird are interchangeable, but you favor Magic because of the playoff stuff or whatever, that's cool. Magic at 4 and Bird at 9 is just going to throw me off. Magic at 3 and Bird at 12, I don't understand how that happens. That doesn't make sense to me. If you have Magic at 7 and Bird at 8, or you have Bird at 7 and Magic at 8, or you have Magic at 6 and Bird at 8, like, cool. I'll disagree because I think Bird is better by my values. That's fine. But it doesn't make sense that one can be all the way at the back end of the top 10, the other one's in the top 5. And the reason I said 50, 40, 90 is because I said if you want to go the stats route, I don't care about 50, 40, 90. I damn sure don't care about Larry Bird's 50, 40, 90. But if you care about that stuff, I'm just painting the picture for anyone who doesn't want to go back and watch 1988 Larry Bird.
Why don't you care about that?
Doing on the box score. Because if you're shooting 2 threes a game, I don't care about your 40% from 3. Like, it just doesn't mean anything. So,
look, here's the thing.
But shout out to Larry Bird. He was an amazing scorer. He was a really good shooter. All of that stuff.
I think we were robbed of this version of Magic that we never got to see. Like, the way I would describe Magic to people who didn't really go back and study the way Mars did, or what they're seeing it like Chill was, is imagine if Jokic had just been way, way more successful in his career and had a whole bunch of championships, and then right now he just retired. Because that's where Magic was when he retired. He was arguably the second best player in the NBA behind Michael Jordan. And it was just over. And the difference in how he was scoring, y'all said he was a better scorer. I will remind you, In the last 3 full seasons he played before retirement, he was a 90% free throw shooter. So to all the, oh, he's not a good free throw shooter stuff, miss me with that bullshit. There was also a season where, not on greatly high volume, he shot 38% from 3, which is crazy for that era. And also, it was a decent volume for that era. I think he just took a massive transformation in 87, 88 as a shooter, and it showed all across his percentages. Mars, we have often talked about players getting older and attacking the rim less and getting to the line less. Magic got to the line more as a 30-year-old than he did as a 20-year-old. He was getting better. That's what I think a lot of people who are staunch Magic defenders will often say, is he was clipped at his peak. Not in his prime, at his peak.
That's what we seeing.
We could have had like 4 more seasons like that because his game was not predicated on athleticism.
It's like the Derrick Rose argument.
It's way different than the Derrick Rose argument because the peak is so much higher. There's not a single season. I think it'd be hard to argue there's a single season that Magic ever played that was worse than the season that Derrick Rose won MVP.
Probably 81.
Maybe 1 year.
81.
So 9 seasons, 10 seasons.
It's not about the degree of player. It's about being robbed of what could have been. That's why I said it's had a Derrick Rose argument.
Fair enough.
Real talk, asking how old
I would just argue
31.
that the same thing happened to Larry Bird. Larry Bird's back gave out when he was like 31.
Okay.
And he still played a few years after that. But Larry Bird wasn't the same player after that. So we can make the exact same argument that Larry Bird, coming off the year he averaged, once again, if you care about that stuff, the 30 points on 50, 40, 90, his back gave out the next year. Like that summer, I think. His back went out that summer. Who's to say we could have just got more years of Larry Bird at that level?
What was Larry's absolute peak?
1986, 1985, in and around there.
Okay, so 85. He had 2 seasons.
I think that's the best version of Bird. 85, 86 Bird. I think that's the best version of him.
So from between 84 and 87, after that, he still had 2, 3 full seasons. I understand you're saying, the back went out, et cetera, but like we saw that we were on the other side of it. We saw like, okay, it's going down, and okay, it went down.
The other side of it is he's the 3rd best player in the world.
I get what you're saying.
That's the other side of it.
I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is we're seeing a decline, and I think the back injury made the decline into a fall. But we had seen the best of it. We didn't lose the best of it. I think there's an argument to be made. It's not a solid argument that maybe Magic's best season was going to be the season that he retired, because it was trending up for him. Everything was moving up for him. It's a little bit like you compare this to Derrick Rose. It's not like Derrick Rose. It's actually more like Glenn Bias.
I would say that's optimistic. But...
It's optimistic, but the numbers actually do point to that. And I think his team context had changed so much that it demanded some mega scoring from him. So we don't know if we lost maybe a 27, 28 point per game type of season, some crazy outlier that would have really padded the stats and maybe gotten another MVP. We don't know if at the age of 35, because I think he would have been 34 when Jordan retired. We don't know if he doesn't revitalize another version of the Lakers and lead them as their starting power forward. Like, you know what I mean? If you get to play out his career like Malone's career and give him that same longevity, and he doesn't have the unfortunate retirement reason, he might have. You know what I mean? Like he might have been the starting power forward with Shaq and Kobe.
I guess, but I just don't think you can say
because he can shoot. That's the whole criticism. You said he couldn't play in this era because he can't shoot, and I'm trying to tell you, in the last 3 years, he could. There's not a single.
When did I say Magic couldn't play in this era?
I think you said. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be mistaking you for somebody, or maybe you agreed with somebody online because you say a lot of stuff here and online. But
I did. It was a tweet. I seen that tweet too from Mars.
Right.
I don't think I've tweeted about Magic in today's game, but okay. I don't think you can predicate the whole argument of Magic and Birds, or just Magic in general, on if we gave him this guy's longevity or if he stayed healthy, blah, blah, blah. I guess if Kobe didn't tear his Achilles, then what? We get an extra 4 years of Kobe at the level he was at in 2013?
I think we get at least 2 more.
He's a top 3 player ever. Like, if KD doesn't get all of his injuries, we're just going to throw him up the all-time list. Like, we can understand that, yeah, there's context as to why some guys' longevity didn't last as long, or why their declines came quicker than expected. And that's unfortunate. But to Ox's point, it's not about making the playing field fair. As far as we're concerned, I'm analyzing what unfolded. And what I do, I entertain hypotheticals in my all-time rankings all the time because I think team situations are why some people don't win, all of that, and your skill set isn't lended to what's around you. I can empathize with that. So when I'm looking at a player, how good I think you are, I'm looking at you to the best of my ability outside of your team construct. Because I don't want to just hold someone back because you're on the Hornets. Meanwhile, the other guy's on the Lakers. Like, there's very obvious differences there. But if someone just gets hurt, I can't just start giving you bonus years that never actually happened. Because if you didn't get hurt, they would have happened.
No,
And to Magic's point, to make it even worse, no disrespect. He did it to himself. Like, I'm definitely not giving him bail. It's not like he just got a freak injury. No. So
it was a freak injury.
Yeah, you know what? All right, Ron. Yes, it definitely was a freak injury. But I'm not giving you that bail compared to someone else who, quite frankly, just got unlucky. If Magic Johnson didn't want to cheat on his wife, maybe he wouldn't have been in that situation. And guess what? We could have seen Magic play power forward next to Kobe and Shaq. And then it could have been a great player. But no, he decided to do that. And then guess what? Now he has to deal with the consequences. Unfortunately, Magic, I don't think he cares because everyone seems to have him in the top 5 anyway. So he's doing just fine for himself. But for my list, no, I'm just not giving him that belt at all. So shout out to Magic, top 12 player ever. Really good. Amazing player. Second best point guard of all time.
Real talk. You laughing in the comments. Are you happy now? Are you happy? Because this is what you wanted. You happy?
I just think that, yeah, we've already come to this common ground with Mars, but I just think that those prime years, to your point, you know, we can't get those back. Those are four prime years that I could wonder what it could have been. However, I did get 12 years though. So I'm not going to act like I only got, it's not like I got 2, 3, or 4. No, I got 12 years. And of those 12 years, I did get 4 peak years because I think Magic's peak was 87,
89, 90.
Yeah, and 91. And I still think he was in his peak at that time. And I think that probably after maybe the 91, 92 season, I think that we would have still been in his prime, but we're not at peak Magic anymore. I still think that we still have prime Magic Johnson at the lead guard spot. And I still think that we have arguably the best point guard in the league next to Stockton. Isaiah's still in the league. And Gary Payton isn't there yet, right? Jason Kidd hasn't shown up yet. Mark Price, none of these guys. However, for what I did see, for 9 of those 12 years, he was in the NBA championship. He played at an MVP level for a bunch of different years. His scoring got much better. I'm not going to talk about, again, him retiring in 1991, again, as arguably the best player in the game, but no question the second best player in the game. I'm not going to talk about that because that was what it was. I just feel like Magic, at that point in his career, we had a guy who we did get robbed. And I think that we got robbed more than guys like Derrick Rose. I think between Magic and Len Bias, I think that's the biggest what if. Because I actually seen it with Magic. And what I could have seen for these last 4 years, I would have loved to have seen it.
I mean, 12 years is a long time. Like,
yes, it is.
Yeah, like that's why he has a so strong claim to be top 10. And if people have Magic top 10, I don't have an issue with it. The top 5 stuff and the way over Larry Bird stuff is what throws me off. Like Penn and Chill, because I know you guys top 10s. You guys have Magic and Bird right next to each other. Chill has Magic above Bird. I think Penn has Bird right above Magic. Like you guys have them right next to each other. So like my gripe isn't with you guys. It's with the people who just have them so far apart. It just doesn't make sense to me. But 12 years is a really long time. I considered Magic Johnson in my top 10 because the peak he's provided, along with really good longevity. Like when you're playing in the 80s, you give someone over a decade of that level of play. That's really impressive longevity. So like Magic has a really strong claim at that title. But 4th, like I just don't see it. Way over Bird, I just don't see it. That's the disagreement.
Fair enough. So,
well, there's a reason I always have them together is because they pretty much save the league. And if they don't do what they do,
Penn, yeah. I know you probably gonna go on, you know, explaining why you have.
No, I'm good.
And so, this is okay. All right,
he's done. Exactly. Go do your super chat.
So I'm sorry for judging what was gonna happen, Penn. Do you forgive me?
No,
never.
No, absolutely not. Garbage.
Well, for everybody in the chat, I'm running a poll right now, and it's simply, is Magic Johnson a top 10 player all time? You guys go vote. Let me know how you feel about that. I'm about to get to Super Chats. I would love to tell you guys why Chris Paul was barely a top 10 player in 2008, but we don't have time for that. But what we do have time for is to talk a little bit about the PCL right quick. So as you know, next Friday, we will be doing round 1 of the PCL, September 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And this will be a King of the Court style round. The thing about it is, 2 potential participants, Mustard and Pirate, have dropped out. Pirate wanted to clear the air, and I'll clear the air for him. He has something very special and near and dear to him that has been planned for that Friday. So unfortunately, he's not going to be able to attend. Remember, initially, it was going to be on Tuesdays. We moved it from Tuesday to Friday because it's going to be more of a prime time and more people will be able to tune in and all of that good stuff. We'll get more engagement. We did it for you, the people. So unfortunately, in doing that, Mustard and Pirate have to drop out. But with that being said, now we have to find 2 more people to fill their slots. And we are leaning on our Hall of Fame community. If you are a Hall of Famer, hear me and hear me clearly. You have the opportunity to join the PCL and participate. So if you are a Hall of Famer and you want to participate, reach out to me directly. That could be on TikTok, that could be on Instagram, that can be on Twitter, and that could be the Player's Choice account, or it could be me, or you can reach out to me via Telegram. However you can get a hold of me, reach out to me. Hall of Famers, this Friday, you will have an opportunity at a play-in into the PCL or a tryout, whatever you want to call it. But it will happen at 12 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the panel. We will do a King of the Court style play-in. And it's ironic because that's what's going to happen in the first round of the PCL here, September 27th, when Team Chill plays against Team Mox at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And Team Swiper plays against Team Jordan at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then we'll do the championship round where whichever teams win in advance will play against each other. But once again, this is a call to action for our Hall of Famers. Hit me up if you want to join the play-in and potentially participate in the PCL. We have a few already, but if you want to join, once again, reach out to me.
Next Friday is the 26th.
It's the 26th. Yes. Who would dare put the 27th on here?
This was corrected days ago, right?
What do you mean it was corrected days ago?
Didn't you clarify this for us? You'd be like, oh, it wasn't the 26th, it was the 27th. Did I miss something?
Penn, I guess everybody's missing things. I don't know what's going on, Penn.
Mm.
But it is the 26th. All right, you guys. Friday the 26th. There we have it. All right, we have Super Chat, so let's see what the people got to say. Trayvon Ray said, I think what Penn was suggesting is a scaled fine, which is a fine based on the percentage/tax bracket, ensuring that the punishment is proportional.
Yeah,
That's what it is,
I just don't think you're going to hurt him with money. I think you got to hurt him with something he can't buy back, which is draft picks. You got to hurt him with draft picks. You got to hurt him with control and stuff like that.
And we've also
Right.
seen, we've also seen, to your point, when you're talking about guys getting fined, you know, when we have numerous infractions, yes, the number goes up as opposed to somebody else who does have numerous infractions. I'm not going to get the same fine.
Yeah.
I don't think Dylan Brooks is getting the same fine that Draymond Green is getting. He's getting a fine though.
Oh,
it's going to be
they're
significant.
both total crash outs. They're both going to get a heavy fine.
But I think it's going to be different.
Like I was going through league history, and I was looking at the CBA, and there's nothing in the CBA that says specifically richer players are getting fined more. But there is a little thing about Adam Silver has full discretion over who gets fined what, and it's based on this and that and that. But I'm looking at fines in like 2024 for something as simple as throwing the ball into the stands, and I'm seeing Jokic 25,000, Trae Young 25,000, Steph Curry 25,000. But Desmond Bain, who was on a rookie contract, has 15,000 for that. So it's a $10,000 less, you know. And it's like, I understand what Ox was saying, like, oh, well, I want to see like blah 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 blah. But it's just like, are you telling me Jordan Clarkson and Desmond Bain are in the same tax bracket as Trae Young and Jokic and Curry, who were all on max contracts at that point.
Would
you know what I mean?
Would it be just because of the bread, or does the union have something to do with that? Because I'd like to think that I'm on my rook deal. I think my union would have something to do with me, my first infraction.
I mean, your first infraction, if you got a good team, your first infraction is going to be taken care of by your vets. Yeah, unless it was a complete bonehead. If it was a bonehead thing, I've spoken to somebody who said, you know, there was a rook who got into a problem, you know, jumping off the bench to defend one of his teammates. So the vets just covered his bill because they're like, yo, rook, like you ain't got a lot of money. You're not, you know, you're on a 12-month, you know, payment. You got a new car. You just bought your mama house. So we're just gonna pay this for you. We're gonna pay this fine for you. They'll do that. They're not doing that for Fred VanVleet, who making $40 million last year. They're not doing that for him, you know. And the league, I think the NBA PA, they take the money and then they give it to charity. Pretty much, that's how it works. Like to their various initiatives. So yeah, if you're making $50 million, they're not going to give you any grace. But if you're making 300,000, 400,000 on a 10-day, yeah, you get some grace.
Penn, I'm with you. Throw the book at it. All right, Quan sent through a members chat and said, y'all gaslighting Mars, laughing my ass off. Everyone thought Derrick Rose was done. People were mourning his career right after it happened.
No, everybody didn't, Quan. No, we didn't. I did not think that he was over. So no, everybody didn't think that. That's just not true. It's not.
Ron, did you think it was over?
Yes.
You thought that first injury, he was done.
I was scared.
Okay.
I was scared. I told you. Kind of earlier, I alluded to it when I said I'm way more confident in Kyrie right now than I was in Derrick Rose.
Okay. I thought he could recover from it. I didn't think his career was over. I did, to Mars's point, use the word altering. Yeah, I thought it would be different, but I didn't think he was over though. I didn't think that.
Injury around that time that I thought was, it's over, was Sean Livingston. That was the career. That was the injury where when I saw that, I was like, he's done. Yeah. He ain't ever coming back. Peace. You know? But yeah, I didn't think D Rose was over. I thought he was such a freak athlete, and you know, players recover from ACLs. So I thought he'd be back in a year, and it was unfortunate timing.
Even then, though, like how I keep saying, in 2011, an ACL injury wasn't something we didn't look at ACLs the way we look at it now. Like when you tore your ACL, that was significant. It was almost kind of similar to an Achilles tear now, and even still, Achilles tears now are just. Like you tear your Achilles, all right, you'll be back. You're gonna miss a full season. You'll be back somewhere in the next season, and we expect you to be somewhat how you were. In an ACL tear, that was like, it was scary.
Between the three players who just tore their Achilles in the last 6 months, Dame, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jason Tatum, of those three, I think it is only Tatum who has a chance to be even 90% of the player he was. I think everyone else is taking more than a 20% dip.
I disagree with
that. I think Dame's done. I hope he's done. I think
Dame's done. I don't think he's done. He shoots too well to be done. But I get what you're saying. You're saying done like he's not a star anymore. Okay, I get it.
Yes. Hallie's a tough one. Like Achilles isn't going to take away IQ, but
takes away burst.
I don't know, man. It's hard to project.
Shooting.
Yeah, but being able to, he already needed to create a lot of space to get that shot off.
Mm-hmm.
And he already wasn't the most athletically inclined. His handle is interesting, to say the least. He was already getting most of his scoring off of switches. You're losing some of that quickness, that burst. Like, it's tough. Like, I don't know. I'm not trying to project this over. Dame is different because he's 35, but I'm also hoping Dame can come back and be what he was. Like, best case scenario, they all come back, but it's tough. Like when I see anyone tear their Achilles, when Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, the first thing I thought was, damn, Jason Tatum's climb might be done. That was the first thing I thought. When Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles, I was like, damn, okay, well, what's next for Tyrese Halliburton? Like, I see a torn Achilles, that's the first thing I think. I don't think, oh, well, they're going to be fine. When Kevin Durant tore his Achilles, I thought his career was done. Like, as a top 3 player on the planet, I thought his career was done. Like,
Damian Lillard,
these things different. I don't know.
Damian Lillard at what he's 30. I think he'll be 35. He turned 35 this year. He averaged 25 and 5. I think those days are over. I think that's done. I don't think we see that no more from Damian Lillard. It's good, Penn, to your point, a shooter that he is, right? As good a ball handler that he is. But the 25-5 on good efficiency, I think those days are over. I don't think we see that anymore. Will he still be able to play at a high level in the NBA? Well, depending on what you think a high level is, like the all-star, all-pro Dame level, I don't think we get back to that guy again. I
think because he's not a big player, right? And I understand Dame's a legend. Dame's amazing, right? Jimmy High Roller just made a video about, the closest thing to Steph Curry, and he ranked it on all these analytics, and Dame was the number, 82% similarity score with Steph Curry. I get all of that, but when you're already a really bad defender, which he already was, he was a really bad defender, that's only going to get worse now. And last I checked, he's not growing 4 inches. He's not hitting a growth spurt when he's 35.
Right.
So now, if you're not giving me the 25 on solid efficiency, what is it that you're giving me exactly? You're giving me spacing. Are you Seth Curry now? Like, is this how it's gone? You've gone from Steph adjacent to Seth adjacent? It might be bad. It might be 6-man time for Dame. I'm not kidding. Like, it could be six man, come off the bench, give me 15, 20 minutes of solid spacing. We'll cover for you defensively, go cook up some second units, navigate, use ball handling, whatever. But I don't think he's made his last All-Star team.
All right. The next super chat I got is from Jalmar Skeet Nilsson. Mr. Nilsson said ACL plus meniscus plus 4 years on and off equals a fall off expected.
That's my only point.
That's a good point.
I expect that. Yeah.
Malik Stevenson sent through a members chat and said, chill. How many have returned from all those in a row?
Sounds like a rhetorical question. How many guys have we seen have those kind of injuries in a row? I mean, Derrick Rose did from 14 to 16. He had that gap where he didn't get injured. So, I mean, he didn't get hurt there. And then when he was with the Knicks, I do know that he broke his hand. But I mean, that sounds like a rhetorical question. Mm-hmm.
Last but not least, the last super chat of the day is from Styles Blackman. Styles sent through a members chat and said D Rose had a torn ACL and 3 meniscus tears, and Chill just acting like it's no big deal. Name one player that came back from that at the same level or better.
None. None. So.
All right, y'all. We got a couple new members as well. Kingster became a member today, and Chinedu Okiki also became a member. Shout out to Okiki and shout out to Kingster. If you're not a member yet, what are you waiting for? Join up, become a member. Shout out to all of our Hall of Famers. You guys know who they are. You guys know what they do. And if you are a Hall of Famer, once again, hit me up so you can join the PCL if that's what you want to do. All right, y'all. We about to go ahead and get up out of here. Salute to everybody. Fellas, it's been a pleasure. And
are we on time today? Are we on time today?
Ron, you got an exit? You got an exit clause?
Nice. Let's get up out of here.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Y'all want to stick around for longer?
No.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right, y'all. This show was brought to you by Splash Sports. Download the app and join our free NFL Weekly Pick'em game this week for NFL Week 3. We will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace out.